does it say this twice? That, not okay. Oh, I need to update something. I'm gonna have to keep changing that. Alright, I gotta change one thing. Let's edit this. I'll do all caps for this, because why not? There we go. Alright! And we're here. Doing some more Safari Week. I'm over odds again. Who would have thought? Actually, everyone. Alright, let's do this. Get my counter in the right spot. Let's start recording and let's get going. Safari Week. Hoping for something on the bottom games today. An encounter with a slowpoke? Are you kidding me? I actually would be fine getting a slowpoke, but I want Psyduck, man. Psyduck's the one I want. An encounter? Really? What's going on here? Double encounters before I can even, like, get situated. Alright, so we only have to do 4 encounters. I'm just going to do the 4 bottom games for this set of 6. Alright, we're off. Let's see what we can do today. Hoping for something. Really hoping for something on Fire Red Leaf Green. Really hoping for like a Nidoran female or a Venonat or a Doduo or Execute if I catch it. You know what it is. Venonat would be crazy. Venonat would probably be the best thing. Nidoran I need more than Venonat, but Venonat would be a reclaim and also more rare. Hoping for the best today. I did a quick 1500 yesterday off stream. I was very busy all day, but I had like an hour to spare, so I was like, I'm gonna do 1500. I was actually so locked in, I could have gotten easily 1600 in an hour, which is crazy. That's a lot of encounters in an hour. And that was with a reset too. Something just shift? I swear like my whole screen just shifted. I do have to change something though. There we go. Gotta be able to see that most recent Twitch notification in case I missed something. Yo, what's up, Cactus? Welcome in. How's it going? What's up, Zach? Welcome in. Now, I don't want to, like, jinx anything, but today would be a really good day to get a 2-in-1. 2-in-1 day. Not only are we already pretty far over odds, but it's also Safari Week. Okay, first Safari Shiny ever, Nidorino at 48.38. Nice. That's a crazy one. That was actually my second ever Safari Shiny, was Nidorino. I got Nidorino before Nidoran Male. Did you catch it? It's kind of a hard one to catch. It's kind of like, I think it's the same catch and flee rate as Execute. So it's like slightly more likely to fail than to get caught. It's a really cool shiny though. I gotta pop soon. I hope so. Who knows? I could go 30k again. Caught it third ball. It took a while because you were scared. That's crazy. Congrats. That's such a cool catch. Dude, that was like me with the Rhyhorn. My first Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn was like one of the things I wanted most. And I finally got one. And it's I think it broke out of like 4 or 5 balls. And I was like, we're losing this. And it stayed. One of the best like shinies I've ever caught. Sometimes it's not even about the shiny colors, because I wouldn't say Rhyhorn's like the best shiny in the Safari Zone, but just the experience of it being like one I really wanted to see, and it like put up a huge fight and then finally stayed. It's just so crazy. I also ended up getting the nature guess correct too, which is cool. What's up, Kaylee? Welcome in. And Knight. Welcome in as well. And Taylor. Welcome in, everyone. Yeah, the Gen 5 lover. True. Yeah, I definitely think Pinsir is probably, like, out of the Kanto Safaris, it's hard to tell, like, it's hard to say what the coolest looking shiny is from, like, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, because there's just so many Pokemon you can encounter from it. But definitely from Kanto, and honestly, like, Hoenn and Sinnoh, I would say. Like, Pinsir's probably one of the coolest. At least in Gen 3, because Pinsir's got a cooler shiny in Gen 3. So, like, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, or I guess Leaf Green. It's not in Fire Red. Fire Red's the only one you can't get Pinsir in. Yeah, I definitely think it's one of the cooler ones. If we're talking, like, Kanto, like, best Kanto shinies in the Safari Zone, like, best Kanto Safari Zone shinies, like, Pinsir's #1 for me, then it's probably Venomoth, then probably, like, Nidorino. I love the blue shinies. I'm pretty biased. But I've seen the Nidoran males too much that I don't really want to see them anymore. and every day I find out there's like more and more things from like the Sinnoh Safari Zone. I saw someone this year get a shiny. Well, I knew about Arbok. Arbok you can do in Diamond Pearl. It might only be Platinum, but it's one of the dongle hunts, so you can't do it in BDSP. But you can get Arbok in the Great Marsh, and I saw someone catch it this year, which is that's got to be one of the coolest ones from the Great Marsh. I also saw someone get Gulpin. I saw someone fail Drapion. Skorupi's probably like the standard like best shiny from the Great Marsh. The issue with the Great Marsh is that all the really cool ones are like super rare. What did I start at? I started at 2,300, which means at 3,500 I have to reset. I'm doing 1,200 resets, not 1,500. We ding-dong too often on this game. Problem, it takes time to make them appear. For Great Marsh, it's fine in BDSP, but yeah, like Diamond Pearl Platinum, it's kind of weird. I've never actually done it, and I do know that like White Flute Illuminate helps a lot, where like you just kind of, you essentially get stuck in the mud yourself, and then when you're trying to like wiggle out, you get the encounters. So you could probably make like something work pretty well with that. Kayla, you're back. I didn't realize you left, but welcome back. So I was like scrolling through TikTok the other day, and I kept getting this live stream of someone doing Safari Week live on TikTok, and then I'm chucking a ball at this one, and then like flash forward like a day later, it stayed. Throw a rock. Flash forward a day later, that person I saw on TikTok found a shiny Chansey. It's unreal. I was like, I totally could have saw that live, and I just didn't. Because I don't even think they were that far in. Dude, this thing has stayed for 3 rocks and a ball. That's unreal. I know I'm failing a Nidoran female when I see it. That was like 5 or 6 rocks. That was ridiculous. Ooh, I almost just knocked my water over. And the decorations in the great. Oh no, that's the Heart Gold Soul Silver Safari Zone. Yeah, the Heart Gold Soul Silver Safari Zone. It's the decorations. I haven't done any of those yet. What are we hunting today? It's just Safari Week, so we're just hunting anything in the Safari Zone. The things that I can currently get are on the. They're like rotating above me. The sprites are above me from what I can get. The only ones I don't really want are the Nidoran males. And technically Tauros, but if I found a Tauros, it'd be insane, so I don't really care. So, like, I'd still be fine seeing Tauros. But yeah, the decorations do take a while. There's a way you can time skip it, and I have, like, the tweet bookmarked, so I know, like, if I ever need to do it, I can do it. But, I mean, like, a lot of what people do is they plan out what they want for Safari Week next year, and then they just, like, set up the decorations. And then by the time Safari Week comes, they'll be, like, all good, which is kind of what I probably will do. Because, like, if I'm being honest, I don't play that much Heart Gold Soul Silver. I do an occasional shiny hunt here and there, but if I really wanted to set up decorations for Heart Gold Soul Silver, I could just do that, like, anytime, and then be, like, totally fine. Be funny if you caught a shiny Execute wearing the hat. That's the goal, honestly. I failed 3 Executes in a row. So, like, my first ever Safari Zone shiny was an Execute, and I caught it. Then, In 2021, I did my first Safari week, and I failed a shiny execute. And then 2022, I got 2 more shiny executes and failed both of them. So I failed 3 in a row. And I only need 1 to complete the line, because I recently hunted for a Alolan Executor in Sun and Moon. So I just need 1 more to keep as an execute, because the first one I got, I evolved to Executor. It was like part of a badge quest. So I just need the execute. So that'd be awesome to get it. It's one of those things, though, is that, like, I don't want to say, like, I'm worried about it or not worried about it, but Execute's a Pokemon that if you're, like, constantly hunting in Kanto Safari Zone, you're just going to come across a lot of them. There's so many people I see, like, videos for Safari Week, and they'll, like, find an Execute and be like, yep, this is my 20th Execute. They'll be, like, going for Chansey or something. Like, it's just bound to happen because Execute is the same encounter rate across, like, every area in the Kanto Safari Zone. So no matter where I go, I'm gonna have the same chance at Execute, which is, like, a pretty high chance. Unless I do a Repel Trick. You can, like, Repel Trick out the Executes. How would I get a shiny Mew? I'm actually currently hunting for shiny Mew. I'm doing it in Emerald. There was an event released so long ago to get Mew in Emerald, and you can shiny hunt it. And there's just ways that you can unlock the event. So I, like, unlocked the event. All in-game. I did it with, like, a set of glitches, but if you need to, you can use, like, a cheating device to unlock the event. Or, like, an R4 card to distribute yourself the event or something like that. But I did mine, like, completely in-game, and I've been hunting it, and we're currently 17,550 in on it. I've been streaming it. So after Safari weekends, I'm gonna go back to it. Once I finish, like, whatever last phase I need to for Safari Week. Hoping to get a few more shinies. I only have until, like, Wednesday's my last day to hunt for Safari Week. So I hope we pick up the pace soon. The goal is to catch 3 shinies. I would like to see at least 5, and I know that sounds like a lot, but if you get average to above average luck, that's, like, really easy to do. I've just been stuck in a, like, ever since last Safari Week, I've been stuck in a just, like, this weird state of somewhat decent luck every now and then, but usually really bad luck most of the time. So, like, I'm hoping this, like, 12,000 ends soon, and I'm hoping, like, we start getting some quicker shinies after it. Because I did just go off of a 16,000 hunt. I currently have an 11,000 and a 17,000 hunt going. Also, one of my last hunts I got was a 20,000, and that was in Gen 8. Can I give you advice on weight loss, Mr. Ash? No. No, I think you scared that person off. I think they were like a child and you scared them off. You were being a little mean. It wasn't, like, unwarranted, though, because they did that was a really weird set of questions slash them calling me Ash. How many shinies in the Safari Week so far? Only Krabby? Yeah, if there were more, there'd be more on the bottom of the layout. I wasn't so nice. I was being respectful about it. You just kept saying they were odd. I said they asked an odd question, but all the other ones were valid. When they were asking me about, like, Pokemon, and they just clearly didn't know the names of it, I was like, oh yeah, it's that Pokemon. But when they start asking me about weight loss, it's like, I can't deny that was an odd question. He did say something cool, Latias in the Safari Zone. Wait, did he say that? I don't even remember that. You love the hat? Thank you. Welcome in, Guinea. Guinea Vinny, that's a funny name. I don't remember the Latias thing. Dude, we gotta get something soon. There's no way I'm going like another 16k again. Dude, I can't believe that Venonat just fled. I'll take it when it's not a shiny, but like that scares me. Just remember something cool in Dark Souls 1, this enemy can give you an egghead while you lose HP. An egghead? Does that say head? It's covered up by the heart. Let me see. Egghead? I don't even know what that looks like. I've never played Dark Souls. Like, is it literally like a, just like your, is it like an egg on your head? Or is it like turn your head into like an egg shape? Or is it just turn your head into an egg? Okay, well, when I say I've never played Dark Souls, you saying close to the Spider Queen is literally like just saying nothing. I have no idea what you're talking about. What's up, Sethy Dog? Welcome in. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be slightly disappointed if the next shiny we get is on Heart Gold Soul Silver. But if we catch anything, I'll take it. But like, Heart Gold got our last 3 Safari shinies. And we were droughting a lot last year. Fire Red, and especially Leaf Green, needs to get something. Plus, I mostly plan my hunting around Fire Red, Leaf Green. Heart Gold Soul Silver is kind of like a bonus. So you get an egghead, you lose HP when you attack an enemy. There is a worm that shows from your head. Like it comes out of your head or something. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I've never played any of like the Souls-like games. And that's not because I think they're like bad games or anything. It just takes a lot to want me to play a game that's as difficult as they are. Like if I'm being honest, I want to say the hardest game I've ever played is like, I'm trying to think, like in terms of like really difficult games, and like I want to say the hardest game I've ever played is like Breath of the Wild, and that game wasn't even that hard. like Breath of the Wild was hard at the beginning, but like after like you know how to play it, it becomes really easy. Like there comes a moment in Breath of the Wild where you realize you haven't died in forever. But like early on you die a lot because you're like not good for anything. Skill issue? Well, no, it's not that I mean like I bet I could grind out like an Elden Ring or something eventually. It's just I don't really have a desire to do so. That's the thing. It's not that I think I can't do it. It's just I don't really have a desire to play like intentionally really hard games unless they're like goofy games. Like I messed around with the game I Am Bread for a little bit, and Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. I messed around with those games. Those are like goofy games. It's not, I'm not talking, oh, shiny Doduo! I didn't even notice that it's on the front lit game and it sparkled. Yo, shiny Doduo. After 12,864. I don't even know if this is gonna look shiny when I zoom in on it. But that's a shiny Doduo. I was actually worried about missing the shiny Doduos, but I saw the sparkles, and I also couldn't run from it, so... Awesome! Dark Souls brought me the luck. Yeah, now I have to, like, confess to everyone on the internet that I've never played Dark Souls. Oh! Well, this is embarrassing. No, alright, we're gonna get this situated, and then we're gonna try to catch this thing. So let's do it. I gotta be careful with this game. This is the game that freezes itself. That can, like, delete the save data. So I gotta be careful. This is my fake copy that I had issues with, where I moved it slightly, so I probably won't do anything, like, too crazy in terms of, like, angle adjustment and whatnot. But I will for sure get a picture of it. Don't worry, I will fix this. It'll probably look better. Let me turn the lights off. Oh, wait, I might need the lights on, actually. What will look better? Sometimes I can get it so that it actually looks pretty good. Okay, I'm in video mode for some reason. What's going on? I want photo. Give me the photo. Thank you. Let's try to get a couple pictures of this thing. Okay, I actually am going to turn the light back on. Because I want to say the way... Is the light on? Yeah, okay. I think I can actually make the colors look decent. Also, here, I'll put it in focus for you guys so you can see. It's gonna be hard to see regardless because of the backlit, or front-lit game. Dude, I'm gonna be honest, this thing doesn't even look shiny. I might be able to edit it, though, to make it look shiny. But we're not gonna worry about that yet. We gotta, like, get to catching this thing. And also, we gotta nickname it if I catch it. So, I guess let's just full send this right now. It should be like a 40% chance to to get caught, and a 15% flee rate. So, let's hope for the best. Ball. We'll take it. We caught it. All right. So there's the regular one. And there's the shiny one. This thing is shiny, right? Okay, what do we nickname it? It's gonna evolve into a Doduo. Because it's gonna evolve into a Doduo. Because this is my second female one. I noticed it was female. I have 2 females, so we can evolve this one. And we have to trade it off right away, because I don't remember this. Ghidorah? Wait, we should do Ghidorah, but make it, like, silly. Like, because Ghidorah I'd probably name a Hydreigon, but it's a bird. Dodo. Dodo. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the nickname suggestion, even though I just, like, went with my own, remixed it. I spelled Ghidorah. Okay, so I was right. Dodo. All right. Shout out to Sfeel for giving me the idea of the nickname. Let me just... Okay, so let's get our nature guesses in. We got calm. What do we got for nature guesses? We got... Someone said calm. I'm going to guess it's going to be bashful. We got a modest. Oh, we got a serious. It's going to be... It's serious! So, Dribble... Dribble... I'm not going to be able to pronounce her name, but congrats on the nature guess. It is a serious nature, and it is indeed shiny. It says... Alright, so we're gonna say... I gotta trade this thing off immediately, because, context, while I was setting up Safari Week, and this is for people watching on YouTube after the fact, when I was setting up Safari Week, I kinda dropped this game. This is a fake copy, and I've never had issues with it. But I dropped it, and a piece of the casing broke off, and when I tried to play the game, it, like, didn't read properly. It was kind of loose, and then it deleted the save file. So now I'm, like, super paranoid. Even though I already know it can trade, I gotta star me on this from another save file. So I gotta trade this off to my leaf green, like, right away, and then we'll showcase it. So let's, get this situated. Let me get my, leaf green that is in this copy, which I have to actually switch to a different copy. I eventually plan to, like, make sure that this cartridge will never have an issue by, like, altering the cartridge a bit, but today is not that day, so we're gonna be paranoid about it until we're good. Yeah, I know, I gotta repair it. I mean, after Safari Week, I'll look into it, because I still gotta hunt Mew, but right now our main hunts are Fire Red, Leaf Green. Yeah, you can shiny on in fake GBA games, but what you have to make sure is if you're capable of trading. A lot of fake copies can't trade. I got lucky. I know this one can trade. So actually, let me save again. I'm gonna be extra safe about this. We're gonna save again. The issue is I can't, like, back up the save file, because as soon as this... The quirk with this copy... I'm gonna turn it off while I, like, plug the thing in. The quirk with that copy is that I can't use it in DSs, and I need to use it in a DS in order to back it up. Like, if I try to use it in a DS, it'll delete the save file. So the unfortunate thing is I just can't back up that save file, and it's the save file that will most likely have an issue. So that's, like, that's kind of the situation. But hey, we completed the Doduo line. I need both males, though. You got both shiny nicknames? Wait, what did you name the last one? What was the last one was oh yeah, you did Meaty Claw. Yeah. You coming up with the good names. Alright, let me grab my connector cord. I was like, where is it? Here it is. Yeah, the thing is, it's like this save file. Like, you know, you can, like, move it around and stuff. I just don't want to take the chance. But if it messes up while it's, like, running, it has a chance of deleting the save file. And who knows, I could just be crazy. I could have just had a crazy, like, unlucky thing that happened because of the fact that I dropped it. Because in the past, I have had these games, stop working. Like freeze and whatnot. I've had my fake copy, like, freeze. And it was still fine. It was only that last time, but now I'm just, like, super paranoid about it. So we gotta, like, save these, you know, save these shinies. But we should be able to trade, because, like, nothing else is wrong with it. It just had a weird mishap before. Yeah, I'm gonna do evolutions at the end. Once I'm done, I might do it off stream. I probably will, but it'll be in the video that I post. Because we're gonna have to evolve this Doduo as well. We're completing some lines here. Here we go. Gidodo's coming over. Did I get a haircut? Your hair's looking really executed. Finally, someone has noticed. I've been working on this hairdo forever. Now, do you know what's funny is I actually did get a haircut. My hair is shorter. There it is. Look, it's shiny, guys. How crazy is that? Who would have thought? Probably fresh, good nicknames for this point. Yeah, it's all good. Dodo. It's a three-headed dodo. It's a layered joke on accident. Yeah, for real. All right. And now, if our game messes up, one, it would still be disappointing because then I'll be down a game for Safari Week, but it won't matter. All right, let's. I'm actually gonna get this game back to the Safari Zone gate. Yeah, 2-0. We're doing pretty well this week. And honestly, hey, I'll take 12K is not bad with the luck I've had. I will take a 12K, especially a Safari Week win. Alright, let's get this guy back to the right spot, and then we'll show off the Doduo. Let's make sure that our Starmie's in the front. Oh, I have a Rattata in my party now. Okay, I'm trying not to, like, enter the Safari Zone. I'm just trying to stand. There we go. Alright, we're good. What a gem of a channel I have. Hey, well, thank you for it. I appreciate the compliments. Alright. Let's get rid of the connecting cable. Dude, I will take 2 wins. This is already... It's only day 2 of Safari Week. This is already, like, I've pretty much done exactly the same as I did last Safari Week the whole time. Alright, so here we go. There's Gidodo, the shiny Doduo. Let me see if I can send it out. Hopefully I can make the volume sound good. This is kind of a quiet Game Boy, and I don't really... I'm not going to put it on a DS soon, so... We'll check it out. I totally could have gone to the left and that would have been faster, but whatever. Alright. Didn't have enough slack on the cord, so the mic got unplugged, but it's all good. Alright. I'm not sure if you can hear this, but we'll see. We got regular Bellsprout and shiny Doduo. Look at that. Look at that. Made a clip on the encounter. Nice. Thank you, boy from Belgium. I did see that. Yeah. But you can't post links in chat, unfortunately. But that's because of bots, unfortunately. But I do appreciate you. Hey, we got Runaway. Let's go. Do one more. There's the Venonat. Gidodo. That's crazy. Yeah, I just caught this. Alright, let's just put it in the back of the party. It's gonna be confusing. Because every shiny, I mean, it'll only be multiple shiny, like a bunch of shinies. But normally I keep the shinies on the games they're found on until the end. Just to see, like, oh, this game got this many shinies. But that game we unfortunately have to, like, trade off immediately. And it's pretty much just because I'm paranoid about it. You know, a lot of the Safari mons have green shinies that look really good. Yeah, the Kingler's gonna look really cool, too, in the Safari Ball. Alright, let's reset the counter. 12,864. That's on, like, as high of odds as that is, or as high of a number that is, that's, like, honestly, that wasn't even bad compared to what I've been through. Honestly, wasn't even bad. Alright, let's stop the recording. I need to save this recording. Also, I'll flip my mic back around. I don't even know how well you guys could hear the game. Because it's... I say this all the time. I custom painted this Game Boy. I can't even tell what I'm looking at because I don't have OBS open. I custom painted this Game Boy. And when I did, I accidentally left the speaker in the casing when I, like, clear-coated it. So the speaker's quieter than it should be. I definitely at some point need to replace the speaker on this one. Alright, so we got Pokerman 3, which is conveniently a Doduo. We'll have to put him over here. You like, can't even see it. It's blending in a bit. We'll take it. I've already tied for last year's Safari Week, except the difference is last year for Safari Week, I did like 60,000+ encounters. This week, we've done 16K. We're literally, like, right at odds for shinies this year. So let's keep it going. Let's get my games back up. Did I save? I need to save again. Looks like it's wearing camouflage. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I don't think I adjusted the color of the leaves, because I think it was like that last year. I slightly altered my layout, just so it had a little more oomph to it. I don't think I changed the leaves, because I couldn't change the leaves drastically enough without them looking, like, weird. So I think I kept the leaf color the same, but funny enough, the shiny Doduo is, like, the exact same color of the leaves. Exact. Alright, so let's get these games back in the right spot. I guess I should just reset this game too while we're at it. I'm over here, like, really confused as to why my game wasn't turning on when I'm hitting the volume switch and not the power switch. I'm gonna have to adjust the focus again. We had only been streaming for like 20 minutes too when I found that shiny. But I'm like torn now. I guess I gotta keep going, because if I get another Doduo, it's very likely to be a male one. Because I've gotten 2 females in a row. So I gotta stick with it. But part of me does want to, like, go back to, Rhyhorn. Because if I get, like, a duplicate gender Rhyhorn, I will still, I can still use it for Rhyperior. But I would need a, 0.5 .3. Does .3 look pretty good? That looks good enough. But I think I'm gonna stick with Doduo. Stick with the Dodos. If I get a male one, that'd be pretty good. There we go. Nice. 2 wins so far. We'll take it. Both 1 ball, too. And it was a fire red shiny. Leaf green, I'm telling you, still extremely due for a shiny. Extremely. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me do this. I'm going to back this up a little bit. Nah. So it's fine. Just say you caught your first Safari shiny. Apom? Are you kidding? You caught it? Dude, that's crazy. I hope you realize Apom is, like, arguably the hardest Hoenn Safari Zone shiny to catch. That's a crazy one. Congrats on that. Did I White Flute? I think I did, but I'm going to do it again just in case. Yeah, congrats on the Apom. That is a crazy one to get. It might be tied with, like, Miltank. But I know it's, like, one of, if not the lowest catch rate in, like, all of the Hoenn Safari. So that's crazy. That's a crazy one. Alright, phase 3. Hoping for a Nidoran female. Or a Venonat. That's actually another thing. We definitely should stick here. I just knocked my phone off my desk. We should stick here because this area is the most likely area to find Venonat or Venomoth. Because the center area has Parasect and the, I think the other areas have Paris. This is the only area that has both Venonat and Venomoth. Must have just missed your second catch. Yeah, we literally just got it. That's why, like we literally just started doing encounters. You can always scroll back on YouTube, though, and check it out. That's the nice thing about YouTube streaming, is that if you miss something, you can just go back in the VOD a little bit. It was like 20 minutes ago when we found the shiny. The process of catching it, sending it to my main save file, naming it, whatnot, it took, 20 minutes. Took 6 balls. I think Miltank, Heracross, Wobbuffet, and 2 others have the same catch rate. Yeah, so they, tie for the, hardest. It is crazy. It's also crazy that everything in Hoenn Safari Zone is, the lowest flea rate.
This does put a smile on my face.
God Kira, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. I gotta be watching out for those, Doduos on the left game, though. I'm glad I noticed the sparkles. Doduo's probably the only shiny that is, actually hard to tell on that front-lit game. I have yet to see an Execute, though. I actually don't know what Execute looks like on the front-lit game, but I know Nidoran male is very obvious. How did Safari Week start, the events? So, I forget who actually started it, but it was essentially just someone just wanted to hunt in the Safari Zone. And I'm not really sure how it started. I didn't start hunting Safari Week until a few years ago. It's been going on for a while now. I think it's been going on for at least 10 years. But I know Absol wasn't the person who, like, hosted it from the beginning. He just hosts it now. But he's hosted it most of the time, though. Double Kangaskhan's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not sure how it came to be. I would imagine it was just someone was like, hey, what if we got the boys together and just hunted in the Safari Zone? And then eventually when they, like, post about it and whatnot, it, like, gains traction, being like, hey, let's get people to... Because, like, nowadays when people want to make, like, a week-long event or just, like, a shiny hunting community event, they'll just, like, tweet it and be like, hey, I'm going to do this event. Anyone who wants to participate, here's the dates. And that's just kind of how it goes. I'm thinking about doing my own shiny hunting event. I don't think it's been done before, but I'm kind of shocked if it hasn't been done before. So I'll have to do, like, research. I don't think it's been done before, because I don't want to, like, steal someone else's thunder if they, like, do the same event. Is there an easier way to hunt Chansey and Fire Leaf Green than having to walk that far away area every time? So in order to not have to use as many steps for Chansey, you just use Surf. The common area where Chansey's in is in the north area, and if you start in the center area, and you just surf across the lake, and you're, like, right there. So, if you don't want to go all the way around, just get Surf. You have access to Surf if you have the Safari Zone. You just have to get the HM for it, and then beat Koga. But the only other way to find Chansey in Gen 3 that's, like, huntable is via eggs. You have to breed for it other than outside of the Safari Zone. It's one of the hardest Gen 3 shinies to get. Yeah, it's just that middle lake. I use it to surf to the left to get to the area I'm in faster. But it's faster to get to the north area than where I go. And I do pretty well with my encounters before I have to reset or I ding dong. You'll get Surf on your Illuminate Star use. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I chuck Surf on all my Starus and Starmies. Makes it easier if you're, like, gonna set up a shiny hunt. You can give Staryu Surf, and then you can give, like, one other Pokemon, like, Strength, and then you're, like, chilling. You can be like, alright, I can get pretty much anywhere now. Hit both the plus and minus key. Dude, I'm hyped. We completed 2 evolutionary lines in Safari Week so far. We're doing pretty well. I was a little nervous about the Doduo, but I wasn't like... I was more nervous about the Krabby. Krabby, when I was just, like, getting ready to start catching it, I was just like, aw, dude, the nerves are coming. Doduo, I was like, there was a slight thought of, like, alright, if this thing breaks out, I can totally see it running. But it just, I kind of had a feeling it wasn't going to break out. Shiny hunting's always better with the boys. I wish I had a group of people I knew, like, personally, that, like, shiny hunted. I have friends that play Pokemon, and those friends have shiny hunted in main series, but I don't know anyone personally that's, like, as dedicated to it as I am. Like, I wouldn't be able to get anyone to be like, hey, let's hang out and shiny hunt. Or, like, let's get on a call and shiny hunt or something. I don't know anyone personally like that. You like my hat? Wish you best luck. Thank you. We're doing pretty well so far. We're only 1 away from our goal of catching 3. It could totally happen. I definitely think if you have the amount of systems that I do, I think catching 3 for a Safari week is a good week. Catching less than 3 is kind of like, okay. But obviously it's different depending on how many systems you have. If you only have 1 system, it's kind of hard to expect to not only see 3, but catch 3. But I've only caught 3 1 year, and I also caught 7 that year. It was kind of insane. So it'd be nice to have another year where I get my goal. You're on 4 systems and you're starting to hurt your wrists. My wrists don't really get hurt when I like run systems. What does hurt more is like I notice, especially my left arm gets sore, and that's when I like reach up to do this. It's just like the having my arms up to like interact with the top 2 games. When I'm just running with like the 4 games on the bottom, I just like rest my arm on my desk, and I have a mouse pad here, and the mouse pad here is kind of like a cushion. And if like one arm starts to hurt, I just like swap it to the other arm. It's like pretty comfortable. There are only Gen 1s there. You haven't tried Safari yet. It depends on where you're hunting. The Kanto Safari Zone, which is in the bottom games, is always just going to have Gen 1 Pokemon. Heart Gold Soul Silver has, which are the top games, has anywhere from Gen 1 through 4. But it depends on, like, where you're hunting, and, like, there's these decorations. Like, you can customize the Safari Zone. You, like, put up these decorations, and depending on how long certain decorations are up, you get, like, different Pokemon. And you can get, like, Gen 3 and 4 Pokemon. I'm hunting in areas that are mostly Gen 1. Actually, this is only Gen 1. Because I've been focusing on, like, a Kanto Shiny Living Dex. But if I somehow catch, like, the full Sandshrew line, or, like, the full Cubone line, I'm gonna, like, move over to, an area that has, like, Gen 2 Pokemon. And then Hoenn Safari Zone has mostly Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon. Are there any Gen 3 Pokemon in the Hoenn Safari Zone? There's gotta be, and I'm just stupid and not thinking about it, right? Because, like, I'm thinking, like, off the top of my head, it's, like, Oddish, Girafarig, Natu, Pikachu, Wobbuffet, Gloom, and then, like other areas, like, I know there's an area you can get, like, Rhyhorn and, like, Pinsir, but, like, I'm trying to... Is there any Gen 3 Pokemon you get from the Safari Zone? I don't know if there's Gen 3 in the Hoenn Safari Zone. And then Gen 4 Safari Zone and BDSP has mostly Gen 4 and 2 Pokemon. But there's some Gen 1 Pokemon. And actually, there's some Gen 3, I think, as well. So yeah, they're a mix. You just gotta, like, do the research on, like, what's in what and what areas. But the thing about Safari Zones is that, like, everything is kind of a somewhat low encounter rate. Like, the highest encounter rate Pokemon in these Safari Zones is 20%. But, like, 80% of those 20% is, like, 80% of the spawns are those 20%. So it's, like, we just got Doduo. I was equally likely to get, like, a Nidoran female or an Execute. Like, it's just, you kind of just never know what you're gonna get. No Gen 3 Mon in the Hoenn Safari. Yeah, I'm like, because I remember when I did my Gen 3 Living Dex in Pokeballs, obviously I wouldn't use the Safari Zone anyway, but it was, like, it never even crossed my mind. I had to use the Great Marsh for Carnivine and Skorupi, though. I didn't have to use it for Carnivine, but I had to use it for Skorupi. The only way to get a Skorupi in Gen 4 is through Great Marsh. You got so far Doduo, Nidorina, and Execute. You failed the last one. Hope you get the names right. You're German. That's all good. I mean, Execute. I'm not gonna judge on the spelling, but I knew exactly what you're talking about. And you speak really well for English not being your first language. I always find it funny, and this is not poking fun at you, but like it is kind of funny. Anyone who doesn't speak English as their first language will speak like flawless English and then be like, "Sorry, I English isn't my first language." And then you got people whose first language is English, and they'll just speak stuff that you have absolutely no idea what they're saying, especially in like comment sections and stuff. Like, people who actually speak English as their first language, they will, like, completely butcher messages in, like, comments and stuff, and you'll have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Like, it's kind of funny how it's, like, reversed, kind of. You would, like, it's like the people who don't speak it as their first language speak it better than the people that do. Hunting Friend Safari, does that count as Safari Week? Technically, no, but I mean, if that's all you got, just, you know, just go for it, I guess. There should be a Friend Safari, like, week, though. That'd be kind of cool. And it's not because the shinies are boosted odds, it's because they can't run. The idea of Safari Week is to, like, hunt in the Safari Zone where, like, shinies can run from you, because that's kind of, like, the thrill of it. That's why the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Safari Zone doesn't count either. It was kind of a bummer that BDSP's Shiny Charm didn't work, because that would have been the first game that would have had like a boosted odds Safari Zone. We've never seen that before. But unfortunately, they dropped the ball on that one. But at least it's still 1 in 4096. It's still the only 1 in 4096 Safari Zone. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, Shiny Charm doesn't work in BDSP unless you're doing Masuda method breeding. And only Masuda method breeding. If you're doing non-Masuda method breeding, it also doesn't work. So, there's no point of getting the Shiny Charm in BDSP. Because the only thing you can use it for is Masuda method, but honestly, if you're gonna do Masuda method, do it in a different game. Like Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet, it's just gonna be, like, easier. Yeah, it is kind of unfortunate that it's the reality, because I don't blame people for not knowing that. It's kind of sad that it doesn't work, and there's just no explanation as to why. There's people that think it's like an intentional thing that's not supposed to work, but if it was intentionally not supposed to work, then they wouldn't have put it in the game in the first place, and it also wouldn't work for Masuda method. You've been in this Esper Mana Friend Safari for 2 weeks. You got 10 shiny Esper and no mana? That's crazy. Aren't they just like 50-50? That's unreal. Unless there's a third one in there, then it'd all be 33, 33, 33. But like, I don't think the encounters are like weighted towards another one in the Friend Safari. Just evenly splits them. That's wild. You teach middle school English and it makes you bang your head on the wall. That's yeah. Yeah, people are kids these days. English-speaking kids these days are kind of rough when it comes to writing and typing English. They probably speak it fine, but when it comes to like writing / typing it, that's another story. There's no third, yeah. So it's just 50-50. That's crazy. That's crazy, like, essentially, like, flipping a coin and getting tails 10 times in a row. Like, yeah, it's possible. Super unlikely, though. Played Omega Ruby and finished your game with a team of 6 shiny Meow sticks. That's so funny. Hey, at least you more than likely have the gender set for Meow stick. And if you don't, that's even crazier. If they're somehow all male or all female, that'd be unreal. Because that'd be hitting, like, the wrong coin flip twice times 2. Yeah, you do. Yeah, that would have been unreal. If you got, like, only one gender, it'd be like hitting the tails 10 times in a row of the tails 10 times in a row. Still looking for a third shiny female Burmy and X. You found 2 more males in a row. It's annoying waiting for the berry just to grow and attract another one. I actually never did anything with, like, berries in X and Y. I actually don't know how that works. Is it similar to, like, BDS or, like, Sinnoh's honey trees, but instead of, like, or is it more like the Crabrawlers in, like, Sun and Moon, where you just, like, there's a berry, but it has a chance of having the Pokemon? And do you just, like, reset for them, shiny? The tree shinies are always pretty cool. I definitely, like, one day want to go for, like, a set of at least, like, the easy tree shinies in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. Maybe BDSP with it. Get, like, some Burmies, get, like, a couple Cherubies. I don't know if I'd go for the female Combi. Actually, you can do Cute Charm for Combi and BDSP. That'd actually be kind of cool. You can't do it in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, though. Munchlax would be a crazy one to go for, but, like, the thing about Munchlax is that it's gonna be harder to find the Munchlax than the shiny. Like, to have to wait 6 hours just to check for a 1% Munchlax, have to do that on average of 100 times. It just sounds awful. But then when you do the shiny hunt, it's just regular resets, so it'd just be, like, not, like, a terrible hunt. When you played through X, you got a berry farm, decided to farm berries, and the first Shang you got Pokemon counter was a shiny Illumise. That's crazy. Illumise's got a really cool shiny. I saw Tales of Taylor got shiny Illumise in, it'd be Ruby, right? I think they got it in Ruby. I don't think they got, like, the 1% one in Sapphire or Emerald. Or actually, no, it could have been Emerald. I think it's common in Emerald and Ruby, and then Sapphire, it's only Volbeatus, the common one. But they sent it into, like, Fire Red Leaf Green, and just seeing the shiny Illumise with the blue border on the summary screen was just so cool looking. It made me want to hunt for it. I know they got the 1% Surskit, which was crazy. It's an unreal shiny. Kind of the latter, the Pokemon that appeared depend on the berry color. Green berries attract Burmy. I've been using male Cute Charmer, but we don't know if it's working. Do you reset for it? Is it just like a reset hunt? If it's just a reset hunt, then just, like, obviously save in front of it. Have your Cute Charmer. And then just, like, do, like, 10 to 20 encounters and just, like, pay attention to what gender it is. It should be... What are the odds? So it's 50-50, but if you run a Cute Charmer, that would make it 75% male. You're going for the male one, right? Oh, no, you're going for the female one. So it'd be 75% female. I like swear I heard a shiny sparkle. This isn't shiny, is it? Definitely does not look shiny. Not shiny. Definitely not. I think I just heard the Cubone call and I was like, what was that? You're gonna look into that berry tree Munchlax hunt after Safari Week. So, like, if it's Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, there's a trick you can do. Like, if once you find the Munchlax, there's a trick you can do that, like, indefinitely keeps the tree shaking. But it involves 2 systems, I'm pretty sure. You, like, need 2 DSs. BDSP, you just have to make sure your time, like, never passes midnight. And then, like, just changing your time locks time-based events for 24 hours. So as long as you just, like, change your time every day, you'll be good. You'd like to ask, is it possible the Ashcat Pikachu to be shiny in the later updates? Yeah, the one I hunted the Ashcat Pikachu in, like, the latest update. They don't update, Sun and Moon, like, the Gen 7 games anymore. Any version is, gonna work. That was something that didn't get discovered until after they stopped updating Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. And they don't go back to fix things. So you should be fine. I would just recommend hunting it on 2 systems if you can. For the off chance that you might get, like, it actually being shiny locked on your system. Because it's just the 1 in 4096 chance it could be shiny locked. How long ago did I get the Doduo? 612 encounters ago. It was like 40-ish minutes ago, 50 minutes ago. If you go on YouTube, on the stream on YouTube, I think it was around the 23-minute mark when we found the shiny Doduo. Unless you can do that on Twitch, but I know you can't do it from this current, like, live stream page. You're watching the stream to give you shiny luck for this mana. The thing is, you're so stubborn right now, it feels like you could have gotten it already if you breeded for it, but it's a matter of pride. I feel that, 100%. Sometimes when you spend so much time on something, there's no way I'm gonna settle for making it easier. We're going all the way. You spent all that time going for it, you might as well see it till the end. No way you'll get an 11th Tails in a row, right? Too bad there's no way you can use, like, an out-of-battle effect for ability to, like, make mana more common.
This does put a smile on my
Lonely
face.
Wow, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Don't say that, yeah. It's already crazy you got 10 Espers in a row. Go for the world record. Just say you're going for Esper. You're going for a full PC box of Esper. That's the goal. The game will hear that and be like, oh, that means we give him mana. It's reverse psychology. You need 2 and you haven't gotten 1 yet? No. You need 20 more Espers to fill your box. Wink, wink. Honestly, be more proud of getting 10 shiny Espers in a row rather than get the mana. See, like, sometimes you come across insanely rare things when you're shiny hunting that is not what you're going for. And as cool as the insanely rare thing is, it's never as cool as just finding your target. It doesn't feel the same. When I was hunting for the authentic Sinistea, I found... What was it? It was like 4... It was the 5% in DD. And... Which is a 1 in 20. And then it was, I think it was 4 times in a row? I think it was 4. I found 4 5% Indeedis in a row, which was like a 1 in 160,000 chance of happening, which at the time was more rare than the authentic Sinisty. Yo, Dooful with the raid! How's it going, Dooful? Welcome in. I'm throwing a ball at this Nidorino. Caught the Nidorino. What's up, Dooful? Welcome in, and thank you for the raid. Anyone who hasn't done so yet, and that is in Twitch chat, make sure you click on Dooful's name in the chat and give him a follow. Good thing I caught this Nidorino. Isn't that neat? With 1 ball.
This does put a smile on my
Dooful,
face.
thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. I need to see. I see some people, they have this thing set up with Nightbot where when like they raid you, it auto like shouts them out, and then like has a thing on, like if you're on mobile, it has a thing that like at the top of the screen that says like follow the person who raided us. I have absolutely no clue how to set that up, but it'd be a really cool thing to set up. What's up, Vec? Welcome in. It'll be fun afterwards when you have the memories of it, yeah. In the moment, it's kind of like, wow, this is crazy rare. This is not what I wanted. It's like when I got Pokerus going for Shiny Mew. For those who don't know, I've been hunting Shiny Mew for a while now. I'm currently 17,550 in on it. 1 in 8192 odds. I got Pokerus from Mew and haven't found the shiny yet. And Pokerus is a 1 in 21,000 something, or what is it? Yeah, I think it's 1 in 21,000 something chance of happening. So like almost 3 times the odds of a shiny, and I found that before the shiny from the thing I was trying to get shiny. Let me actually look it up. I don't know, it's a weird number, I don't know the exact. It's like a third of 1 in 65,000. 1 in 21,845. And I just, like, out of nowhere, I was like, oh yeah, so I was like, someone was asking why, like, my Shuppet and Banette were burned, and I was like, oh, so, and I didn't want to do the strategy, I was, like, explaining the burn strat, and I'm like, so what we do is we start with this Pokemon, we use Taunt, then we switch into this Pokemon, use Imprison, and then we switch into this Pokemon. I'm like, why does my Wurmple have Pokerus? I'm like, I haven't done anything on the save file with this Wurmple besides setting up to the Mew hunt. Think your internet's working this time? Nice. Your over odds on the first hunt, 10.6k right now for Hoenn Wobbuffet. Good luck. I just phased with a 12,000, so hopefully that means you'll get yours soon. Because you gotta get it faster than me, you know? That's always the goal. Funny enough, you got Pokerus on your Meowsticks before the first badge in ORAS when you were doing your playthrough. Nice. Yeah, like, I really didn't want to see... Like, like, I don't want to say, like, looking back, I still don't have the Mew, so it still sucks. But, like, looking back, it's kind of crazy that I got Pokerus from specifically Mew. Like, not many people can say they've done that. But, like, I already got Pokerus 3 times when I was hunting for Torkoal in Gen 3. Like, I didn't need Pokerus, and I would have just much rather have found the Mew faster. You're gonna head out, see you later. Well, thank you for hanging out. Thank you again for the raid. You have yourself a good night. Always have Pokerus before the first shiny on new saves. I've gotten Pokerus a lot. But a lot of the times I find shinies before Pokerus. It's kind of hard to tell, though, because in Fire Red Leaf Green, Pokerus, just, like, you can't get it. So, I've done most of my shiny hunting on Fire Red Leaf Green, so it's, you know, like, who knows if I would have gotten it or not. Yeah, I don't have Shiny Mew yet. We're gonna keep going for it. I'm hopeful I'll get it soon. Took me a very long time to realize that the Safari Zone music in Heart Gold Soul Silver is just the Pal Park music. And I was like, why is this song familiar? What's my favorite Gen 1 Mon? My favorite Gen 1 Pokemon is also my favorite Pokemon of all time, and that is Dragonite. You're confused about Pokemon Alpha Sapphire Safari Zone because you can battle them? Yeah, for some reason they just don't have the Safari game. So, it's not like, it doesn't really count for Safari Week, but if it's all you got, I mean, just go for it. But you can always do, like, BDSP. BDSP is, like, the newest Pokemon game that has a Safari Zone. So that's always a good option if you need, like, if you only have, like, the modern games. I really hope that they, like, I hope Pokemon Company or Game Freak is, like, aware of Safari Week, because last year, Safari Week was trending on Twitter. And, like, clearly lots of people love the Safari Zone. It would be really cool if in, like, a future game, not like a remake, but like a future game, they add the Safari Zone again. That'd be really cool. There just hasn't been too many modern games with the Safari Zone. Favorite of all time is kind of obvious. You love the Golden Boy. And Weasel's pretty good. You only have about 1,000 Pokédollars, I think, in BDSP. So what you can do in BDSP if you need more money, this is really easy. Go to Heart Home City. Go to the route south of Heart Home, which has that, like, Pokemon Mansion with the trophy garden. Outside the Pokemon Mansion, there's an old couple. They're on, like, while you're going down, they're, like, the last, it's like a double battle of these two couples. They're, like, this older couple. And if you use Versus Seeker on them, you can rebattle them, give yourself an amulet coin. They give you a ton of money for beating them. Because they're, like, the rich people. I think there's also a rich boy and girl right outside the mansion as well. So, like, that route is really good for grinding money if you need money for Safari Zone. And it's only 500 a pop. If you don't find a shiny, you can just soft reset your game, like, close it out without saving, and you don't waste your money. So if you have 1,000 Pokédollars, like, if you're gonna find 2 shinies and catch them, that's good for 2 shinies, you know? So you can still, like, do a lot with that. You don't realistically need, like, a ton of money for the Safari Zone. Is there a way to get around the step count in Fireleaf and Safari Zone? I mean, you can use Sweet Scent, but it's not, like, worth doing. What I'm doing is I'm essentially just going to 1,200 encounters and then soft resetting my games. Or if I find a shiny, we reset. Like, you can use Sweet Scent, but Sweet Scent's not like it is in BDSP. It's just really slow, so it's not worth doing. If you run Illuminate and White Flute in Fireleaf Green Safari Zone, you get a ton of encounters before you Ding Dong. So you get a lot out of it. And if you Ding Dong, you just soft reset, and then you don't spend your money. You don't think you have the heart to shiny hunt in the Safari Zone? You gotta try it at least once. It's really scary, but it's like, if you catch your, like, the Pokemon, it's unreal. It's unlike anything you've ever experienced. Plus, it's the perfect time during Safari Week to try it out, because if you fail a shiny, as much as it sucks, you know everyone else is doing the same thing. But then when you catch a shiny, it's just crazy. Plus the encounter rate's really fast. Why doesn't Pokemon have a normal ice type? There's only a handful of unused type combinations now after Scarlet and Violet. Most of them, I think, are paired with normal. And the crazy one they don't have is Bug Dragon. We've had 3 Pokemon that could have been... Actually, technically 5. I think I was saying this on stream not too long ago. There's 5 Pokemon that easily could have just been Bug Dragon type, and they aren't, and we still don't have a Bug Dragon type. And those Pokemon are Yanma and Yanmega, because they're dragonflies. And then there's Vibrava and Flygon, which are also like dragonflies. And then there's Slitherwing. This giant moth thing that looks like a dragon is a fighting type for some reason. I don't get it. They have something against Bug Dragon for some reason. You're back? When did you leave? Did you see the shiny Doduo? I think you did, right? Yeah, you were here for the Doduo. Yeah, only 9 type combinations that haven't been used yet. Yeah, most of them are, like, paired with normal type. Like, I don't think there's a normal fairy type, right? There's no... Well, a weird one is Rock Ghost. It is unreal there hasn't been a Rock Ghost Pokemon. When literally, there's 2 Rock Ghost Pokemon that are both Dark type instead. Oh yeah, Jigglypuff's normal fairy. And forget I said that. No, not Clefairy. Clefairy's pure fairy type. I forget I said that. But I think fairy... Oh, Fire Fairy, I think, is what I was thinking of. There's no Fire Fairy. I think there's a couple more that are paired with fairy that haven't been used yet. Is there an Electric Fairy? There probably is. Is there? Dude, I need to, like, hard look at these freaking Doduos sometimes, because they do indeed look like they could be. That shiny one just really didn't look shiny at all. Oh, the Dene's Electric Fairy. That's it. Runarigus should have been Ghost Rock. No, I get why Runarigus is Ground Rock, because he's made out of clay, and clay's ground. But, Sableye and Spiritomb, like, come on. You could argue Spiritomb's, like, odd keystone is made out of clay, but there is no denying that Sableye should have been a rock type. A literal ghost goblin guy who's got gems all over him, gemstones, is a dark type? Makes no sense. And I feel like a rock ghost Pokemon, like that writes itself, man. You wouldn't even have to try hard to make a cool rock ghost Pokemon. I always think of that thing from Super Mario Galaxy. There's like this boss that's like a literal rock ghost thing. And it's like, dude, how does Mario Galaxy have a rock ghost type and not Pokemon? Really want Heliolisk to get a new evolution in ZA and become Fire Electric. That'd be interesting. It is a sun, like, it's like the sun Pokemon. It's a normal type, which is kind of weird. And electric. You're make a custom normal ice type called Woolpick. Is that like Vulpix, but singular and with wool or something? Cofagrigus is another missed opportunity. No, I see Cofagrigus as a pure ghost type. Runarigus is made of clay, so it makes sense that it's ground type. Like, those tablets are made out of clay. That one makes sense. Like, again, you could argue Spiritomb's odd keystones made out of clay. But a Sableye definitely needs to be a rock type. It's very weird that it's not a rock type. The sun Pokemon, Solgaleo, isn't fire. I think their reasoning behind that is because it's like, I think stars. I think when they like they think of stars, they think of steel type. I don't know why, because Jirachi's also steel type. That's my theory. But it is very odd that Solgaleo is not fire type. Think of all fluff on the Pokemon and 4 legs. Yeah. But it is named after the game Pokemon Sun. Yeah, I know that. I understand. I was just as confused as everyone else was when they showed the typing of it. Just curious, but are you looking for one of each shiny, specific shinies, or just as many as you can get? A little bit of just as many as I can get, and specific. At this point, I don't want any more female Doduos, and I don't want any Nidoran males, or Nidorinos. But I will take anything else, because I need everything else, except for Tauros. I don't need Tauros, but Tauros would be crazy to find, so I wouldn't be opposed to it. Being Psychic Ghost with Pokemon Moon. That is something, like, I wonder if they originally wanted Solgaleo to be, like, Steel Fire type, but they wanted the full trio to be, like, Psychic. And I guess they just... I will say, in terms of design, Solgaleo doesn't really look like a Fire type. It looks more like a Steel type. It's just the idea that it's, like, the Sun Pokemon, that it's, like, not Fire type is weird. You love gold and yellow shinies? Some of them are really cool. Some of them are okay. I think most of them are really cool, though. It's like blue shinies. I love blue shinies, but not every blue shiny is fantastic. Want long ice spikes? I could totally see them making a normal ice type. Like, make like a fox or something that's ice type, and have it be normal ice. Because, like, when you think of, like, normal-type Pokemon, they're usually just, like, regular animals. But, like, have, like, a twist of, like, oh, well, this one's got ice on it. So it's an ice type. Cosmic Space Pokemon tend to be Psychic or Fairy. Fairy. I mean, isn't it only Clefairy that's Fairy type? I feel like they tend to be Steel type, too. Was Shiny Marshadow ever released? I don't think so. I don't think Shiny Marshadow's ever been, like, a legal Shiny. Easiest way to look it up, though, is if you search, like, whatever Pokemon events on, like, and then, like, see Cerebi. Cerebi keeps track of all, like, the event distributions. And if they did do a Shiny Marshadow, it would be there. I actually kind of want to check now. Marshadow event decks. So there was one in Sword and Shield. How would we even tell if it's shiny? Let's be real. Probably would say shiny. But it doesn't look like it. So let's see. Let's do. I know there was a shiny Diancie event in like only Korea and Japan. Event Dex. Let's see what they go about with this one. Does it say shiny? Oh, it has a star by the level, like underneath the level. So yeah. Japan and this is South Korea. Not that I expected them to do an event for North Korea. So yeah, it doesn't look like they've done a Marshadow shiny release. Lots of the later gen mythicals have never been released shiny. The event distributions for Scarlet and Violet are so weak. I think they're for sure gonna pick up. Not every event they need to do. The thing about Scarlet and Violet's events is that they've done a lot of events that haven't been crazy. Like, I don't think we've ever seen a game do this many events. They do events for, like, everything. Like, they release, like, every championship Pokemon as an event. But, like, Sword and Shield, like, a lot of people compare it to, like, Sword and Shield. Like, oh, they gave us the shiny legendaries from Sword and Shield. That wasn't until, like, Scarlet and Violet was close to coming out. Like, it was, like, the tail end of Sword and Shield's lifespan when they started distributing those. Like, I want to say Eternatus didn't get released until, like, October, like, September of, like, 2022. Right before Scarlet and Violet came out. So, I'm sure next year, if they plan to do releases for some of the shiny legendaries, like Koraidon, Miraidon, I wouldn't be surprised if they started doing it next year. Then they give Zero or Shiny Sword Shield. That was like an event. That was like a community raid event. But yes, they did do that. And they did the Galarian birds. But I think that was it. I don't think they did any other, like, mythical or legendary shiny distributions. The starter raids were cool before the starters got in the wild, exactly. Yeah, them releasing Shiny Zeraora was kind of a curveball because that was like the only shiny mythical they released in like forever, besides Celebi, I guess. But like in terms of like one you couldn't get before, because you could get shiny Celebi from the Virtual Console of Crystal before they released it as a shiny event for the what was the movie? Whatever the jungle movie was. But Zeraora was a crazy one that they were just all of a sudden like, here's a shiny mythical. We haven't done that in like years. You're so sad when they brought the legendaries back to Scarlet and Violet and Shiny Locked them. You want your shiny Urshifu and horses? Yeah. I'm most disappointed about the Kubfu being locked because it would have been so cool to like hunt it in Scarlet and Violet and then send it back into Sword and Shield. and then have it registered in Sword and Shield. Would have been unreal to do that. Shiny Arceus was technically last. Nah, we're talking about, like, distributions, though. BDSP is kind of a curveball because they just, like, didn't shiny lock anything. Like, we're talking, like, events where they, like, gave you a shiny, like, legendary or mythical or something. Arceus was crazy, though. Like, them releasing the Azure Flute in a game where, like, nothing was shiny locked was, like, crazy. Oh, I gotta reset my games. Yeah, use the shiny with the G-Max form. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came out November 18, 2022, and Shiny Eternatus was latest release in EU was October 1st. Yeah, so like end of like almost when Scarlet and Violet came out. The Shiny Dogs came out November 19th, 2021. Oh, wow, so the dogs were like a year before. Interesting. Two encounters, really? Do you ever think we'll ever get shiny legendary Paradox, for example, gouging firewalking? Dude, I don't know at this point. Like, me, like, 2 years ago, I would have said, like, most definitely. But nowadays, the issue is they shiny lock so many things now that will just never catch up. Like, I think there's a solid chance we'll get, like, Koraidon and Miraidon. I don't know about, like, Ursaluna or the Paradox DLC Pokemon, or, like, Ogerpon or anything. I just don't know. Like, shiny locking's at an all-time high now, so it's, like, hard to be optimistic about stuff like that nowadays. Before, it was always like, oh, yeah, we're for sure gonna get, like, them by, like, the next game or two. Because that's kind of how it worked before. It was, like, only, like, main legendaries got locked, and then usually in the future game, they, were good to hunt. And then they just stopped doing that. What's up, Jack? Welcome in. Thank you for the hat compliments. Really appreciate it. It would be cool if they could inject an update that would at least let you catch the shiny versions instead of gift distributions. Yeah. I just don't get, like, shiny locking just doesn't make sense. To, like, restrict people. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's because they want more people to participate in the actual distributions and stuff, but it's like, dude, even if I was, like, planning to shiny hunt gouging fire, let's say, I would still do the distribution for it. Like, why not, you know? It's just controlling for the sake of controlling. You're forever optimistic about Chinese. I've lost the optimism. But who knows? I mean, they can make a change. I mean, the hatred towards shiny locking is at an all-time high. I've never seen so much, like, outcry for, like, just, like, public disappointment about the shiny locking. Like, when the Indigo Disc came out, Pokemon was, like, tweeting out so many, like, hey, did you know you could encounter Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres in the Indigo Disc? And, like, overwhelmingly, probably, like, 90% of the replies. And they did it for, like, a lot of the legendaries. Like, almost every returning legendary in the Indigo Disc, they, like, tweeted out, like, saying, like, hey, you can get these Pokemon in the Indigo Disc. And, like, 90% of the replies every time were about, like, negative comments about them shiny locking them, and it's just I've never seen that before. I've never like there no one's there's never been a time where people have liked shiny locking. Like shiny locking's always been like a hated thing, but I've never seen that much like public outcry for it as I did this year. It's unreal. Like it just makes you wonder if they're like actually gonna listen to people and like make a change, but who knows? Alright, I gotta take a quick break and like fill up my water and stuff, but we will continue, so I will be right back. I'm back. Thank you to everyone who waited. I tweeted out my shiny Doduo. It doesn't really look shiny in the picture, I'm gonna be honest. I tried to edit the picture as best as I could, but this is what it turned out looking like. So, like, it almost just, like, looks like a dollar version of regular Doduo. I didn't want to make it look ridiculous, though. But hey, we got it. We got it. It's all good. We know it's shiny. We know it's shiny. Imagine, like, we failed it, and then, like, we really wouldn't have known if it was shiny or not. I saw the sparkles. I knew it was shiny from the start. But, like, if I didn't see the sparkles... If I didn't see the sparkles, I probably would have failed it, honestly. I would have probably just, like, ran from it. It really didn't look shiny on that screen. It looks really shiny on, like, the backlit screens, though. Like, it looks really shiny on the backlit screens. Shailene, thank you for the welcome back. Like, it looks really shiny on this screen. Bright green. And the blue border. You're doing type null right now? You're hoping to hit odds tonight? Good luck. What are you at for type null? Good luck on this. Dude, I'm gonna second guess like half these Doduos when I'm not paying attention. I don't know what made it look more shiny, but I can tell it's not shiny. It looks a little more like, how do I explain this? Oh, we're throwing a ball at this one, I guess. 1, 2, 3... Caught that one, too. 100% on the Doduo so far. 33.75. Good luck. You're almost there. You just want a shiny and platinum already? Trying to get a shiny only challenge and only got you Grottle so far. How far in are you for the hunt? What are you hunting for currently? Platinum. You weren't here when you got the shinies today. I hope you see one today. It'd be crazy if we got a 2 in one day. It could totally happen. I mean, we're already 1,300 in. Like, all it takes is a bit of luck. Like, Safari Week's the one time of the year where it's, like, actually pretty likely you can get a 2 in a day. Because, like, all it takes is, like, what we just had, where it's, like, our last hunt was pretty far over odds, and then, like, if we just get, like, a sub 3K, which happens, like, more often than you would think, you know, it could happen. $9.30 catch combo for Cubone. That's brutal. That is so brutal. Hopefully you get it soon. Catch combo is a bit slow, but usually it pays off because it, like, you get your shiny kind of fast. But when you go that far, it's like you get to a point where you're like, why am I doing this? Eternal Forest, double hunting, pretty much just want anything. Yeah, I mean, like, even a Wurmple would be cool. I've never done an Eterna Forest hunt with Cheryl. I did Eterna Forest in Platinum with the dongle for Weedle and Kakuna. But I've never done a Cheryl one. The only double encounters I've done was Mira in Wayward Cave in BDSP. I got Zubat and then Bronzor. Feel bad for all the shiny Spindas trapped in BDSP. I feel bad for the people who hunt shiny Spinda in BDSP not realizing they're stuck in there. Because obviously, I'm sure there's people who, like, hunt them in BDSP knowing being well aware that you can't send them out. But I would imagine most people hunting shiny Spinda in BDSP are not aware you can't take them out. You also can't send, like, Nincada into BDSP. I think it's Nincada. It's either Nincada or Ninjask, but I think it's Nincada. And that's because of, like, their way of preventing people from duplicating stuff. And since Nincada evolves and then gives you 2 Pokemon, it, like, causes issues with, like, its legality checker or whatever. Or its duplication checker. So they just, like, locked out Nincada. Because when you evolve a Nincada into Ninjask, the Shedinja is essentially a duplicated Ninjask. Like, even if you, like, what I did, here's the thing. I caught a Nincada on my, Sapphire copy. I traded it to my Fire Red and evolved it. And the Shedinja still says the OT is my Sapphire copy's OT, even though the Shedinja was generated on Fire Red. Which is pretty crazy. I never knew that. Would you recommend later resetting at this point? Nah. There's no reason to, like, reset your game. Like, if you're catching them and whatnot, like, just sell your candy every now and then. You'll, like, make profit. And then you can keep getting, like, more Pokeballs back. So I wouldn't worry about resetting. You're just gonna have to do more work getting back to your 31 combo. Basically not leaving, moving on until you get everything you're not. Out there doing a shiny dex, but you're taking the double hunts when you can. Yeah, that's true. Some of them are kind of hard, though. Like, I wouldn't expect to get, like, Beautifly or Dustox. Did you guys see the guy who got 2 shiny Budoos in Eterna Forest at the same time? And then failed one of them? I forget who that was, but it was a clip. Like, there's only been a handful of clips in the entire history of shiny hunting where people, like, legitimately got 2 shinies at once. And one of them was, like, literally last year. It was either last year or 2022. Someone was using 4 games hunting in Eterna Forest with Cheryl, and on 2 of the games, they got a shiny Budoo at the same time. And they caught the first one, and then they were, like, not really paying attention, and I think they KO'd the second one, or they ran from it, I forget. They, like, knew they were both there. Like, they realized they had gotten 2 shinies, but they, like, fat-fingered something, and then, like, failed it. Failed the second one. You hunted for one knowing they were trapped just for the meme. Yeah, it's kind of sad, though. Like, feel bad for all the little Timmies that are like, wait, you can finally get Spinda in Pokemon Home. Oh my gosh, I want a shiny hunt one. Spend all that time, and then just like, wait, why isn't it letting me send it into Home? Nincada was your first ever 40 radar chain. You ended up with 8 of them. In BDSP? That's, like, crazy getting 8 from a single chain in BDSP. Unless you're talking, like, the originals. It'd make more sense if it was the originals. Originals, you can just keep chaining them as long as you want. BDSP, it's kind of tough. I did a Ditto chain in BDSP and got 2 shiny Dittos, and, like, the second shiny Ditto broke my chain. Like, it's hard to just, like, keep going for... Vec, thank you for the shiny luck. What's this about Spinda? Spinda's stuck in BDSP because they messed up the, like, algorithm that determines its spot pattern. So you can't, instead of fixing it like normal people would do, they instead made it so you can't send Spindas from home into BDSP, and you also can't send Spindas from BDSP into home. And I had heard they had just like inverted the algorithm, and that was like the issue. When I hear the word inverted, the first thing I think of is like, why don't they just uninvert it? Like, that doesn't sound like a hard thing to fix, and they just didn't. But I don't know about like, I don't know anything about like coding, so. Joseph, are you trying to say later or ladder? I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Only time you got a double shiny was two Spiels and ORAS Horde Hunt and Hoppip Horde and X and Y. Is that with Shiny Charm? That's still crazy rare. But I can't imagine it's full odds. There's no way you got it full odds. That'd be insane. It's still, it's already insane if you got it with Shiny Charm, you know? No Charm? No way you did that twice, though. That's insane. I don't think you realize the odds of that happening. I'm like, when people get, like, two shinies at the same time, it's usually, like, if they're doing, like, max odds in Scarlet and Violet, or some, like, crazy super high shiny rate. Like, chain fishing or something. You know? Ninkata, Zigzagoon, and Loudred, you went over 40. That's crazy. Well, like, I went over 40 for Ditto. But, like, to get, like, 8 shinies in BDSP from one chain is kind of crazy. Like, that's actually really crazy. Like, not only are you super likely to break your chain before hitting 40, but also, like, going farther than that, like, it's, like, bound to happen. Reason 16... what number is that? 165,422 why BDSP are bad. Okay. BDSP are bad remakes, but not bad games. There's only two glaring issues with BDSP that just blow my mind that they never fixed. And that is Spinda and the Shiny Charm. But other than that, BDSP are totally fine games. They're just not the greatest remakes. Chain fishing is so broken, you love it so much. I don't think anything is as broken as just, like, running Sparkling Power in Scarlet and Violet. Chain fishing is pretty broken, though. Chain fishing and wormhole encounters are, like, pretty broken. You only got a shiny Oddish and Solo from BDSP through Radar. The chain breaking was frustrating, so you turn to play them. Yeah, like, if you're gonna Poke Radar hunt and you have access to the originals, like, just do it in the originals. It's just easier. They were a bit too harsh on the balancing of Poke Radar and BDSP. You've seen double DA legendaries at the same time? Yeah, but that makes sense because that's like a 1 in a... Like, that's really only like a 1 in 10,000 chance, essentially, if you're running Charm. Which is still insanely rare. Like, don't get me wrong, that's insanely rare. But, I mean, that's something that, like that happens, you know? 2 full odd shinies at the same time is, like... That is... I've only ever seen a couple people do that, you know? Like, the odds are just insane. The 17 radar method works quite well in BDSP, but my issue is, there shouldn't, like, you shouldn't have to do less than half of the chain for it to be the most optimal. If you have to do less than half the chain for it to be most optimal, that means they were a bit too harsh on the balancing of it. The most optimal should be going for a 40 chain. They just made it so it was way too likely to break your chain so that it's not optimal anymore. I see that as an issue. I think the reason why they made it so, like, likely to break your chain is not only are the odds higher in BDSP than they were in the originals, but also, you get a 4-away tile every time. It's not like the originals where, like, you can literally run your radar, like, 10 times and never see a 4-away patch. BDSP, it's like, every time you run the radar, you're, like, guaranteed 4 tiles that, like, shake. And one of them's, like, always gonna be a 4-away. So it's, like, really easy to, like, get your chain going. It just is very likely to break all the time. I think that's why. I kind of wish they just did it more like how it was in the originals. Don't get me wrong, shiny hunting radar on BDSP is very frustrating, and I kept doing it. I mean, if you're a method hunter, it's like really the best way to find shinies in BDSP. Because the Diglett method is trash. Meant to say ladder method for Cubone. You're at 950 combo. Would you recommend keep catching or use the I don't know what's the ladder method. I've never heard of that. Oh, you mean like route resetting? I don't know. I've never heard someone refer to it as a ladder method. I kind of thought that was like a unique method. It depends on. So where's Cubone at? Is it in Rock Tunnel? If it's in Rock Tunnel, I'd recommend just doing the ladder. If it's not in Rock Tunnel, I don't know if I can recommend it. I'd have to see. If it's on the second floor, the B1F of Rock Tunnel, there's that one area where I was hunting Geodude that gives you like literally like 10 spawns almost immediately. If you have your combo of Cubone 31, Cubone's gonna spawn the most. You're more likely to phase, but you'll probably see shinies faster. That's what I would say. I did like a 100 combo of Geodude just to like get the catch rate up, and then I like just route reset with the ladder, and I ended up getting the Geodudes like really fast. But I got lucky, because the odds go to 1 in 1024, so. But also, if you need other things in Rock Tunnel, then I'd say, like, no brainer, go for route resets. You ever tried XY Poke Radar? It trips you off so much. I have not, but I know the, like, decoy patches are kind of crazy. They put these decoy patches in X and Y. Because isn't it, like, outside of the decoy patches, isn't it pretty much the same process as, Platinum? Like, Gen 4 radar? The difference is, like, they put these, like, decoy patches that barely shake, that are, like, actually really hard to see. And if you run into it, it just auto-kills your chain. Like, you don't even get an encounter, it just auto-kills your chain. Those are kind of crazy. The X-ray radar is the hardest. Nothing to help you keep counting game and the grass. Oh yeah, there's no poke catch. I never even thought about that. You can always use like a counter though. But that is funny. I never even thought about that. What's up, Davis? Welcome in. And Noah, yeah, I got the Doduo. Almost didn't notice it because it was on the frontlit game and it didn't really look shiny, but I looked over and saw the sparkles. Yeah, Joseph, I would say do the latter for Rock Tunnel Cubone. Um Solid chance you probably need other things in Rock Tunnel as well. So if you phase, it's not like a crazy deal. But even then, you're still most likely to get Cubone with your 31 combo, because Cubone's going to be spawning the most. And you'll just get like you just go in and out like 10 spawns, 10 spawns, 8 spawns, 9 spawns. Like it goes crazy. Rock Tunnel and Viridian Forest are the ones where like you really never really need to use a catch combo in those areas. Yeah, XY radar is crazy. Also, the 3D angle zone helmet. Yeah, that's another thing. Like because like BDSP is top down, and so is like Diamond Pearl Platinum. X and Y is like more just like a third person view. So like sometimes like I've seen so many clips where people will find a shiny patch and be like, "Dude, I have no idea which patch that was," like just because of like the camera angles. And if you use the roller skates, it just breaks it. That's unreal. I get it, but like, sometimes I wish you could disable the roller skates. Because I, like, out of force of habit, use the circle pad to control my guy. How's Safari Week going? It's going pretty well. We have technically already tied for last year's Safari Week. Except last year's Safari Week, we had to do like 60k encounters to do this. We've caught the same things we caught last year. But last year, Phase 1 took 20k, and Phase 3 that we failed took 38k. And so far, we've done, like, 18k with 2 shinies. Gotta go, good luck. Well, thank you for hanging out in the stream. Oh, all you need is Kangaskhan and Charmander. Oh, man. Well, I guess do the route resets. And then just hope you don't phase. Do you need 2 Cubones or 1 Cubone? When does Safari Week start? Today's day... Oh, today's day 3. That's my bad. Did I say day 2 earlier? I think I said day 2 earlier. Today's day 3. It started on Friday. I, like, didn't really get to hunt at all yesterday. I was busy the entire day. I had 1 hour I was able to hunt, and I did like 1,500 encounters, and then that was it. You need 2. What you could do is continue your combo for 1, and then do route resets for the second one, but... I mean, I needed 2 Geodudes, and I just did route resets for both of them and got both of them, so... It really just depends on how lucky or unlucky you are. Been playing through your Shining Pearl as well as Diamond and Platinum to set up some games for Safari Week. Nice. Good luck. I think what really threw me off about the Doduo is that I didn't hear the sparkles. But I should be able to hear the sparkles pretty well. I might have just been, like, talking. Or, like, I noticed the shiny when it was sparkling, so I didn't really pay attention to the sound. Because this Game Boy, this frontlit one... has, like, the best speaker of all my Game Boys. So if a shiny shows up, I should be hearing the shiny. Fuel has returned. Welcome back. You were delayed on setting up Shining Pearl because you had a catch combo hunt for Squirtle going on. Took you 867 to get it. Definitely not going for another catch combo shiny until you get the charm. Yeah. Catch combo can be tough, man. Especially because you have to be locked into it. Which Pokemon are you most looking for to get a Mega? Most looking for to get a Mega? Dragonite. outside of Dragonite, I really couldn't care less what Pokemon get Megas. I would assume it's likely the Kalos starters get Megas. Outside of maybe Greninja. Maybe they have Ash Greninja return. I don't know. It's hard to speculate. We're way too early on. We don't even know how this game's gonna work. Like, for all we know, they might not even add new Megas. They might just reintroduce the existing ones. Just have no clue. It's kind of bummed we didn't get, like, more info during the Nintendo Direct, but that doesn't mean we're not getting any info soon. You failed the shiny Venonat and Psyduck because you didn't want to break the chain. You shall reclaim whenever you finish the TCQ. I failed a handful of shinies in Let's Go. I failed a Magikarp because I didn't know it was there until it was too late. I failed a Spearow because I thought for sure shinies or like Pokemon spawned in for 30 seconds consistently, but the Spearow, like I didn't like encounter it right away, and the Spearow only lasted like 12 seconds or something before it despawned. And then I failed a Fearow because it was gonna run. I failed a Charizard because it was gonna run. But the Fearow and Charizard I already had, so. What's my favorite Gen 9 shiny? It's gotta be... I don't know if I have like a actual number one, but I really like Cloth shiny. I really like Slitherwing shiny. I really like Great Tusks shiny. Gosh, there's not a ton of great shinies in Gen 9. I'm gonna have to look at the list. I like Orthworm shiny too. Let's see. Like, I mean, I like Tarantula and Spidops' shinies. I like the Palmy line shiny. They're not my, like, favorite, though. Like, in terms of, like top tier shinies for me from Scarlet and Violet, I'm thinking, like, Cloth. Probably Orthworm. Glimmora is actually really good. That one I always forget, but it's, like, actually really cool. Yeah, Great Tusk. Slitherwing. Chiyu's great, but we can't get it, so I don't even know if I want to count that. Like, Walking Wake's great, too. Like, again, we can't get it, so I don't know if I want to count that. Same with Gouging Fire. Terapagos is really cool, too. Like, again, there's, like, half of them are just shinies we cannot get. It's a shame. But yeah, that'd be it. That'd be my top ones, I guess. Von Blood, thank you for the shiny luck. Funny enough, you only failed one Pokemon Let's Go and it was a full odds roaming shiny Dragonite. That's crazy. Full odds, that's that is pretty crazy. I mean, it's likely to fail, though, because that means you weren't comboing it or anything. And they're just hard to catch. That's the reason why I failed Charizard, but I already had a Charizard, so it wasn't, like, a big deal. You also been playing your main save for BDSP to get to Eterna. Figured you'd make it playthrough more focused on hunting cool shinies, not beating the game. That's, like, the best way to play through a Pokemon game, in my opinion. I'm not the biggest fan of, like, playing through Pokemon games or replaying Pokemon games. Usually, like, the initial playthrough, if you don't know much about the game, is pretty fun on its own. But a game like BDSP, where it's like, I've already played Diamond and Pearl many times, or, like, if it's, like, a second playthrough or something, it's always really fun to just be like, alright, let's just hunt shinies. And we'll play through the game as we go. And that makes it more enjoyable. Like doing a DTQ or a badge quest or something. If I got a male Doduo this Safari week and caught it, I'd actually be like super happy. Probably gonna hunt for like 3 or 4 before moving on. Yeah. I want to do that in like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Essentially just hunt like all the coolest shinies in that game while playing through. I just don't know how I'm gonna go about it, because I want it to be like a DTQ, but like also a badge quest almost. I just don't know how, like, what I'm gonna do about it. Because like you could go off of just like the trials, but I think there's just like 8 trials, which is like no different than a badge quest. You can also go off of, like, the Z crystals, but there's actually, like, so many Z crystals, so that'd be, like, overwhelming. Like, at that point, you're just hunting the entire generation of shinies. You actually enjoyed your second playthrough of BDSP more because you were doing your shiny-only run? Yeah, that's why that's why I did a shiny-only run as my initial playthrough, because I was like, I'm not going to enjoy just playing through this game. Like, I've played through BDSP I've played through Diamond and Pearl so many times. And Platinum's just a better game overall, so it's like we're gonna make it like a DTQ. And I was like, I'm gonna hunt for like cool shinies and shinies I wouldn't normally like. Shinies of Pokemon I wouldn't normally put on my team, like Floatzel and Bronzong were like cool ones to do. Does the underground have lower catch rates? You test capturing and almost never stay, and I don't know if the difference level what. I think there's something based on like how far into the game you are. Either that or I'm mistaking that for something else. Either it was completely coincidental and there's actually no evidence to support that the Grand Underground had lower catch rates, or there is something and it's like based on how far in the game you are. But I don't remember. Yo, Ryan with the raid. Welcome in, Ryan. And anyone from the raid. Thank you so much for the raid. I need to turn my volume up. I can like almost not hear that. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Me when you solo raid. All good. Anyone who hasn't done so yet, make sure if you're in the Twitch chat, click on Ryan's name and chuck him a follow. How is it going? How was stream? Were you doing some Safari Week? You don't think the Grand Underground has lower catch rates? I think what I was thinking was like something in Gen 5. It's like Dark Grass has like lower catch rates depending on like where you're at in the story or something. And then the Grand Underground doesn't have lower catch rates. Stream was very dull. You did like 500 encounters. All good, all good. Executes angry. Have you found any shinies yet for Safari Week? Have you done any Safari Week shiny hunting? Basically doing Platinum DTQ at the moment. You haven't figured out what your dream team end goal is yet. You're just happy to have your first childhood starter shiny. Yeah, it's always crazy getting like the starter shiny. It's really a shame they started shiny locking starters, because like I know people will be like, well, once you can like get to the daycare or breed or whatever, then you can just breed for the shiny. It's not the same. There's just something so special about starting your game off with a shiny, as opposed to like playing through a little bit of it, then getting a shiny. What do you think your shiny chances are if you put the rolls from all 6 consoles together? No, that's not how that works. Oh, you mean? Oh yeah, no, that is how that works. It'd be 1 in 1365 if we got like every roll on one console. But in reality, it's just 1 in 8192. It would just be 8192 times 6, so it'd be 1 in 49,000. It'd be 6 in 49,152 chances. But yeah, if we somehow got all of these encounters into one Pokemon, yeah, it'd be like 1 in 1365. But since they're all separate encounters, they're all just 1 in 8192. You were safaring, haven't gotten any shinies, only 4.8 in over 3 games, 2 platinums and 1 brilliant diamond. Hey, good luck though. Hopefully you can catch the first thing you get. We got pretty lucky so far. I caught the only shinies I've seen so far, which is awesome. And first one was really fast. First one came after 4,500, and then the second one was a little longer. It took almost 13k for the second one, but I'm glad to have caught it. And they both completed lines for me. And one was actually a reclaim, so that was good. It's a weird subject. You've been working on studying this with all your stats teachers recently. Yeah, a lot of people don't really understand like probability and statistics, but when you get into shiny hunting, it kind of makes it a little easier. It was funny because I took like AP stats and I was awful at it. But as soon as and this was when I like started getting into shiny hunting, as soon as we started talking about like probability and stuff, I was like locked in because it was literally like 1-to-1 relating to shiny hunting, and I was like, this is awesome. But everything else I was like pretty bad at. What was my first ever shiny? My first ever shiny I got was a shiny Bidoof in Pearl. And I do not have it anymore, sadly. Which is why I've been hunting Bidoof alongside Mew. I'm trying to reclaim it in a way. First shiny I ever hunted for was Dratini in the Rocket Game Corner. Think you ruined your luck like 2 weeks ago. You went to the Safari Zone and got a first encounter shiny Wooper and got it. Yeah. That'll do it. They were like, oh, well, actually, you already did well this Safari week, even though it hasn't started yet, so no more. No more. No more for you. Been hyper fixated on studying shiny odds and stuff recently, been documenting all this. You've been documenting the stream or like just what people's thoughts are on like shiny hunting? A lot of people seem to think when you have like more consoles, it like raises your shiny odds. It just raises your probability of finding a shiny. It doesn't actually raise your like the individual shiny rates. It's essentially just a time save, assuming you get average luck. First shiny was a Hoppipin X. You were 10 when the games came out. First 1 in 8192 shiny was a random Tentacool in Soul Silver. So happy you named her Treasure. That's awesome. Yeah, like my first shiny, like when I was a kid, like this was when like Diamond and Pearl were new games, by the way. Shiny hunting wasn't like a thing. Now, like Masuda method existed as a shiny hunting method in Gen 4, but as children, no one really knew shinies like well. And, like, let alone no one, like, did thousands of encounters to try to force a shiny to appear. That just wasn't a thing back then. So if, like, someone had a shiny, they only had one, and there were only a handful of people that had shinies. It was like, did you hear that this person got a shiny? It's crazy. Like, shinies were kind of like myths back in the day. And, like, even though my first shiny was a Bidoof, and it's not a good shiny, I was still, like, over the moon for it. Like, I was like, this is my coolest Pokemon, is this shiny Bidoof. Because, like, I was one of the few people that I knew that had a shiny, you know? Yo, Joseph got shiny Cubo. Nice, congrats. Was that with the combo, or did you do the ladder? Were you out resetting? We did find that by technically hordes are 5 and 4096. No, they're not, because all the Pokemon are individually rolled. If you were getting one Pokemon but with 5 chances, that'd be 1 in whatever. In terms of like the horde, if you go off of the horde encounters, well, I'm gonna have to do the math. I think it's like 819, right? 1 in 819. 4096 divided by 5. Yeah, 819. So if you're counting by like the encounters of hordes, then yeah, you have a 1 in 819 chance to find a shiny in any given horde. But in terms of the individual shiny Pokemon, they're still 1 in 4096. Like you're not raising your shiny rate, you're just raising your encounter rate. It's just a time save. Oh, you did the combo? Nice. Now do the resets for the second one, unless you think you're gonna get the second shiny faster. Your 3DS died and no shiny mana, but at least that means no shiny Esper. You got, lucky enough you got a shiny Pumpkaboo. Nice. We don't like the idea that it's 5 out of 4096 or 5 out of 36. Like, given the situation, it shouldn't be, but it is which odd, but makes sense. Not the Pokemon themselves being 5. Yeah, the horde itself. Yeah, no, so that makes sense. Yeah, the hordes themselves are like 1 in 819. But the shinies you get from them are still full odd shinies because they're unboosted. You're just seeing 5 at a time. But a lot of people don't seem to get that. Like, a lot of people think that, like, the more encounters you get at a time means your shiny odds are, like, magically increasing. But it's just your probability of finding a shiny is increasing because you're, like, getting more encounters. Like, you're getting more chances faster as opposed to slower. But it doesn't, like, magically, like, me running these 6 games doesn't magically make each individual Pokemon a 1 in 1365 chance, you know? The games don't know they're getting played next to each other. It's just a 1 in 8192 chance individually across each game. I'm just getting 6 of those 1 in 8192 chances at a time. But it doesn't raise your chances. It just, on average, quickens your shiny hunt. A lot of people seem to don't understand that. And it gets really muddy with the hordes, because a lot of people seem to think that, like, just running hordes raises your shiny rate. But it's like, if that were true, that means you would just never be able to get full odd shinies in a game like Scarlet and Violet, because, like, no matter what, you're seeing multiple Pokemon at the same time. Now you're gonna shiny hunt Dynamax Adventures? Good luck. Or you should set up a BDSP for Safari Week. Get that shiny Wooper, you know? And then fail it, and then cry yourself to sleep. But odds are, you'd get a B-Barrel, and then if it does run, you wouldn't be that devastated, you know? Because it's just a B-Barrel. You're gonna place your 3DS to charge and keep hunting this mana. You're feeling it'll shine today? Okay, good luck then. Do the mana. Get the mana. Get that over with. And then get a second one. Never knew about shiny Pokemon as a kid, but your Sandshrew was a different shade when you used it in Stadium, and it always mystified your younger self. Yeah, I forgot that. Are you talking the original Pokemon Stadium? I forgot the OG Pokemon Stadium had, like, different colored Pokemon. Based on, like, if you picked the same Pokemon, it was so you could tell whose was whose. I, like, forgot that was a thing. I feel like people also add a confusion when they put the odds on the layout and say it's something like 1 in 819 because it implies each mon is. Yeah, yeah. Like, if you say your shiny odds are, like, 1 in 819 per horde, that'd be different. But, yeah, they just say, like, 1 in 819, and it's like, well. I don't know about that. Actually, could do BDSP Safari. Can previous gen mon show up in BDSP Safari? Yes, if you have the national decks. I'm not sure about all of them pre-national decks. I can check really quick though. Great Marsh. You can get, I think you can get like Wizcash and stuff in like Carvana pre-national decks in like the water. Oh, and you can get like Psyduck. You can get Psyduck. That's a non-Gen 4. Hoot Hoot at night. You can do Hoot Hoot. Oh yeah, Meryl. And Wooper. Wait, what was the question? I like already like forgot what the question was. You block this channel, you do not know appear again. How do you block these freaks? Elfrider, hey. I know we might have gotten off on the wrong foot, but just know that Knight is not a good person. I don't know if there's a way to block channels, though. But you can just not join my streams if that makes you more comfortable. I'll respect your decision. Okay, what did you ask? Oh, previous gen mons. Yeah, so like Wooper and Meryl are pretty common ones. You can get Hoot Hoot at night. Psyduck is pretty rare. Azurill is very rare. And then post-national decks is like, you can get like Kangaskhan, Execute, Paris, Yanma, Shroomish, Gulpin. But those are like the binocular Pokemon. So you can get previous gen Pokemon. But you get more if you're national decks. You know? Stadium was weird. Wasn't it based on personality values, hidden values? Because it'd be different colors, slightly or majority of Pokemon claims it. No, I think it was just like the Pokemon changed colors if like multiple people were running the same Pokemon, just so you knew which was which. I don't think it had anything to do with like values and stuff. We're assuming shiny charm. The correct term is something like, we can assume that you will find one shiny per 25 adventures, not quite 1 in 25. Yeah, exactly. Feel like it's easier to not specify odds, yeah. You gotta go, chat. Good luck. Have fun chatting about Pokemon and good luck on the hunts. Thank you for hanging out. We will join you on the Safari Week. Gonna do BDSP Safari while doing Friend Safari. Now that must count for the event. Yeah, whatever makes you sleep at night. do some BDSP Safari encounters and then get a shiny in the Friend Safari and be like, all right, well, this is my Safari Week shiny. That might work. Because technically you were hunting for Safari Week. I have to reset my games pretty soon. The best kind of correct, the technically correct, yeah. Not the literally correct, the technically correct. Or the actually correct. You want the technically correct. Might not 100% be correct, but if you really think about it, it is correct in a way. Shout out to Boy from Belgium 99 from Twitch. What a guy. You shouldn't. I'm joking. I know it's just you shouting out yourself just on the different platform because it's you. Thanks for the shout out. See, now you're just thanking yourself for the shout out on Twitch. I had my friend once. My friend has like 3 or 4 different Twitch accounts. He was like having a conversation with himself in my Twitch chat one time. It was very strange, but it was kind of funny. Why do I reset these games after a while? Just so I don't count. Even though it's not like a big deal, it's just something I do. Anything related on how shinies work in this game? Nah, it has nothing to do with it. It's just, I like, you have limited amount of steps in the Safari Zone, and I like getting these, like, consistent, like, 6 encounters every time. And when one of my games, like, runs out of steps, it kind of throws me off a bit. It's really not a big deal. I'm just weird like that. But, like, I can't really get to 1500 because of game. I mean, I can try. Get to 2700, see if we can do it before this game ding-dongs, because for some reason this game's always so much farther down. Yeah, this one's at 179, this one's at 156, this one's at 165, and this one's at 105. I don't know how that happens. I really don't know how that happens. But we can see if we can get to 1500 before we ding-dong. It's really not a big deal, I just kind of like the consistency of it. Just being stingy with my money. Well, I'm gonna reset regardless if I don't get a shiny or a shiny runs. I just don't like ding-donging and then having like be off a count or something. Yeah, you like to do that? Shout yourself out across different platforms in different chats. Or just talk to yourself. Can you send these mons to home? Yes, you can. But you need to have a DS Fat or DS Lite, a Gen 4 copy, a second DS or 3DS. Actually, you pretty much just need a DS Lite or Fat and a 3DS. A Gen 4 game, a Gen 5 game, a 3DS that has Pokemon Bank and Poke Transporter, and then a Switch with Pokemon Home. I have a video of me, so I've been doing a living dex, a Pokemon Home living dex, using Pokeballs only. And I've been catching the Pokemon from the earliest gens possible. In my Gen 3 video, there's a whole section of me just, like, sending the Pokemon up from Gen 3 into Home, and it explains the process. It's very tedious to do, like, a lot of Pokemon, but just a few Pokemon is not bad. You like to shout yourself out and talk to yourself, I see. Ooh, maybe tonight I'll start reworking my living dex, my shiny living dex spreadsheet. I want to get working on that because now I'm like getting some shinies for the living dex, and it's like, you know, gets you pumped. When you start finding some shinies you need, you just get you get pumped, man. You're almost hitting 1,000 in Friend Safari. Oh no, in shiny living dex. That's crazy. I only count my full odd shinies that I get live on like Twitch or YouTube. So it's a little harder for me. But respect to anyone that's like just doing a shiny living dex in general. Mine's more of like a let's see how far we can get. But I'm okay not completing it, you know? And if I really want to, I can just, like, start doing methods and whatnot. You got it. It's been a really long goal, yours to complete. Sad about the mana fee you'll never get, though. Not with that attitude. Unless you just don't have the originals. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Hunt shiny mana fee. If you need to, do the ace method where you don't even have to trade it to different save files to check to get a shiny chance. Oh, you don't have the originals? Alright, well, I recently bought Diamond for 40 bucks. You might be able to make something work, you know? It ain't like a Heart Gold Soul Silver or a Black 2 White 2 or a Platinum, you know? No, but I get it. It's not for everyone. They'll probably just release shiny mana fee and go someday, and then you can just get it that way. Does it work on the 3DS? You only got the money to get a 3DS like 2 days ago. Yeah, you can do it on 3DS. 3DS plays DS games, so it works totally fine. But you would need a second console to send the egg to. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's I think you might be able to do a DNS exploit to get the egg on one system. But, you know, before you start, like, jumping the gun, you gotta do some research first. Because I actually have no idea how the ace method works at all. So I wouldn't be able to tell you. All I know is that it makes it so that, like, every time you load your game up, you get a different, like, OT, like, hidden ID, whatever the thing is. So it's, like, a different chance every time, as opposed to having to, like, create different save files to get that extra chance. I'm like, look, I mean, I'm sure once Absol gets it, he'll make like a pretty in-depth video on it. Because he's hunting it. He's hunting it with Ace. He's usually pretty in-depth when he explains how to do things. It's gonna be a close one. I don't know why this game is the one that, like, just uses way too many steps. I don't understand it. Like, it's an authentic copy. And I want to say these are both the updated versions. On the reset, I'll figure it out. That we'll see, though. Yeah, like, I don't think I'm making it to 2,700 on that game. It's gonna be close, but we're not gonna make it. I only have 7 steps left. Okay, 6. I have 6 steps left. We're gonna be counting these steps. Five. Three. Okay. 2. Okay, 2 steps left. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. With sweet scent. We're doing it with sweet scent. We're doing it. We're getting to the 2,700 before ding-donging. I don't care if it's slower. I don't care if I'm wasting my time. What's up, Wolf and Roses? Welcome in. It's going pretty good. We got a shiny today. And we caught it. Alright, last encounter. Wait. Dang it. I'm at 1 out of 600. I thought maybe we could do it with the last step, but we couldn't. Alright, so let's see. Games that are updated say presents under Game Freak. So this one doesn't. That one doesn't. This one does. And this, so these are 2 on the same version. This one's an older version. And, like, I don't know what's wrong with the steps on this, because it's only this game. It's only this game that gets, like, it just takes longer to get encounters, I guess. I don't understand it. It's, like, consistent. It's not like, oh, sometimes it's close. No, it's literally 100% of the time. It's, like, 50 steps ahead. I don't know. Yeah, I got a Doduo. I have gotten the exact same things I got last year, but in a fraction of the encounters. Isn't that crazy? Probably one of the few, but you love Dynamax Adventure so much. It's so fun to you for some reason. It took an entire year to shiny hunt all the legendaries. I get why people like it, but I also get why people don't like it, because it's pretty tedious. I'm not the biggest fan of having, like, luck be a factor to get encounters. I don't like when there's, like, multiple layers of RNG involved. I like when it's just like, alright, the RNG is just getting the shiny. But when you factor in, like, alright, we need RNG to get, like, the right paths, to get NPCs that don't suck, and to just, you know, get the right Pokemon and whatnot to, like, win, to then get an RNG chance at a shiny, you know, it's like that's a bit much for me. Did I just undo my bike? We can't fly with that. Not acceptable. We can't have the bike audio on only one of the games. Unacceptable. You're thinking about giving up on fishing? It's too easy to miss timing. What game are you fishing in? Is it in, like, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald? Because fishing in Fire at Leaf Green is really chill. You don't have to time anything. Platinum? Ah, yeah. Yeah, it can get tough. If you fish in Fire at Leaf Green, it's, like, really chill. Because you just wait till you get a bite, and if you don't, you just try again. After 1,000 hours of shiny hunting in it, it just goes very smoothly. Yeah. Yeah, you get used to it. You pretty much need all the Great Marsh shinies. Yeah, so do some, like, encounters. Just, like, random encounters. Get stuck in the mud and then work your way out to get encounters without using that many steps. That'll do it. Get yourself a nice B-Barrel shiny. Maybe a Wooper. I've never hunted in the Great Marsh. So, like, I honestly don't know how good or bad it is. I can imagine it's pretty good in BDSP. I'm not sure about the originals. I have no idea. You got all the Wooper and form lines. I thought you said you need... Oh, well, pretty much. Wooper's like most of the encounters in the Great Marsh. But hey, get yourself a B-Barrel. Or a Starly. You know what? Maybe even a Meryl. I know B-Barrel is like the most common thing. What's my friend saying? Hold on. You got Starly line too. Do you have the gender differences? Are you going for gender differences? Found a full-out shiny Wooper and Matang in Sword and Shield. That's crazy. Matang is crazy. Where do you even get Matang in Sword and Shield? I know you get Beldum in, like, on the mountain in the Crown Tundra. Is Matang also there? Or is it like a strong spawn or something? Just one of each? Well, there you go. You gotta get the gender differences. Same with Wooper. If you don't got the gender differences for Wooper, both Wooper and Quagsire have a gender difference. Oh, you got Beldum. I was gonna say, I'm like, I think you can get a strong spawn like Metagross in the Crown Tundra. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Matang is in there. I gotta check something really quick. I gotta do something like really, really quick. What is the thing? What is the thing? Whoops. All right. You need Tangela and Yanma lines. I think, like, those are pretty hard to get, though. I see people find Yanmas, but I see people fail Yanma a lot. And then I think Tangela is kind of rare. I'm not sure, though. I could be wrong. I've never actually hunted in the Safari Zone. Wish you could see Overworld shinies and Sword and Shield encounters. I feel take so long going for one Pokemon. Only have Growlithe did 500 Pokedex, so not full odds if you remember. I completely disagree. I think shinies deserve to have some sort of rarity, and I think Overworld shinies take away that rarity quite a bit. The Brilliant method, the 500 KOs only affects Brilliant Pokemon, and the Brilliant spawns so little, it's not really worth doing. I think Sword and Shield did the Overworld encounters best, if I'm not mistaken. They just needed to make the Brilliant method better. It just isn't as... They just need to make Brilliant spawn more. You were active breeding Matangs. You decided to hatch on the mountain. For some reason, ran into a full hot one in the grass. That's crazy. And then you're like, wait, why am I breeding for these? Gulpin's in that area? Nice. You almost killed it because it was your Flame Body Pokemon. Yeah, it got burned. Yeah, Beldum has the same catch rate as legendaries. So, like, if you're trying to catch, like, a Registeel, that's the same as catching a Beldum. And I'm not even kidding. Yeah, it's not that bad in your opinion. You like it too, but for some reason it just Sword and Shield just feels slow. That's just how shinies were in the past. People got a little too used to having shinies be like showing up every few minutes that like it's hard for them to go back. Which I think is kind of a shame. You need one more of the Gulpin, unless you don't have the gender differences. Gulpin and Swalot both got gender differences. Not shiny slow, just encounter slow. It's weird to you. Yeah, but that's why they got a shiny charm. It makes the shiny odds higher. You know? I will say, like, don't get me wrong. I think Sword and Shield definitely needed a better method for shiny hunting. But I think we need to get past the whole, like, overworld shinies are what we need. Because I think overworld shinies are cool every now and then, but it shouldn't be the norm. I think they need to keep going back and forth between them. Because I definitely think we can all agree that Scarlet and Violet, like, with the overworld encounters and the high shiny rates, it just feels crazy how fast you can get shinies. Like, it's a little too much. But if you go back to traditional encounters, what they need to do is make the methods better. We had a couple stinkers of methods in the last two, like, traditional encounter games. And I feel like that's got people's, like, overall perception, like, a lot lower of traditional encounters. Because, like, BDSP's Diglett method was pretty terrible. Sword and Shield's Brilliant method was pretty terrible. But if you have good shiny hunting methods like SOS, or DexNav, or Chain Fishing, I feel like more people can get behind those, you know? I think that's like, where Sword and Shield fumbled. But other than that, I think Sword and Shield is, like, amazing for shiny hunting. There's just so many crazy, unique ways to find shinies in that game. Not really going for differences in one, just kind of one of each Pokemon. I get it, I get it. I'm just kind of messing with you. Most people don't really go for the gender difference. I'm one of the crazy people that do. It's one of those things where it's like, in this case, like, I don't technically need Doduo anymore, but if a male Doduo shows up, I'm gonna be pretty happy about it. I don't know how to explain it. It feels more grueling. You love grinding. Yeah, I don't know. At that point, I'm not sure what to tell you there. Because honestly, the overworld encounters in Sword and Shield have like a faster encounter animation than like the Ingress ones. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you with that. I feel like the 500 method could have worked if it affected all species of Brilliant Spawn and all that species of Brilliant spawn more. I feel like all they really need to do is like up the spawn rate of the Brilliants from 3% to either like 5 to like 7. Like I feel like 10 would have been too high. Because again, like in a game where there's overworld Pokemon, it really doesn't take long to find low percentage things. But 3% was just so low for like a 3% chance to spawn a Pokemon with a 1 in 455 chance. Just isn't that great, you know? But if you get the like 500 KOs and you start seeing Brilliance left and right, like it's gonna make that method feel way better. You breed a lot in Sword and Shield. It's your favorite game for breeding. Sword and Shield is one of the better games for breeding for shinies. I think the best one overall is Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, because of the Tauros you can ride and the Roto Hatch power. But Sword and Shield's still really good. You really like the Brilliant method in Sword and Shield? Like, it's a fun way to, like, change it up a bit, but if you compare the Brilliant method to just regular, like, Shiny Charm encounters, you're gonna hit odds faster just doing normal encounters with a Shiny Charm than you are with the going for a 1 in 455 with Brilliance, and that's like, we're not even counting the KOs yet. You got a shiny Beware? Nice. It's a cool shiny. Maybe it's a Hippopotas difference, like something that big is kind of cool to get. See, that's where, like, it's like a slippery slope at that point, because that's why I started going for gender differences, because when I was, like, looking through my living decks, I didn't go for gender differences, and I had, like, I think I had a male Hippopotas and a female Hippowdon, and I was like, well, I kind of want to have both genders of both, and I'm like, okay, well, this is just a gender difference, though, so, like, if I'm gonna go for those, why wouldn't I just go for all the other gender differences? Because then at some point it comes to a matter of opinion if something's like noticeable enough to be like considered a major gender difference. You just did the Sharpedo hunt in Sword and Shield. It was a good time. I forgot about that. That's a crazy one. You just sit in there and then the Sharpedos run into you until they're shiny. That's a cool one. Your favorite hunting method is just random encounters? You like surprises? You get too bored with breeding? Yeah, I'm not a fan of breeding for shinies. But yeah, I like random encounters. Took so much of your sanity to get all shiny gender differences. Right now you're only missing Unpheasant. And that one's not even, like, terrible to get. You can see how that would happen. Yeah, it's like, because you get to a point where it's like, okay, would I consider Sneasel a drastic gender difference? You know? Like, you get to that point. Because there's obviously ones that are, like, not noticeable at all. Like Torchic. Like Xatu. Scizor. But then you got those, like, middle ground ones that you're like, well, it's no Jellicent. But it's very obvious when this one's a male, you know? Like, and then you're just like, alright, let's just get everything. Like, I can't decide, we're just gonna get everything. You're gonna get on the Friend Safari after this month. Yeah, good luck. Breeding kind of boring. You did like doing it in Scarlet and Violet just because you could double hunt. The issue I have with Scarlet and Violet's breeding is that the process of getting eggs is atrocious. Like, the actual hatching of the eggs is totally fine. It's honestly, like, some of the best it's been in the whole series. But, like, literally, like, you have to, like, be AFK, but, like, you can't be AFK because if you wait too long, you stop getting eggs unless you grab them, and it's just, like you're essentially just forcing people to sit there doing nothing while periodically checking eggs, and that's just so boring to me as opposed to just, like, riding around on a bike and then grabbing an egg when it's, like, you can clearly see it's ready. It was really chill. You could play other games while doing it. Yeah, for real. Like, you really don't have to do anything. Yeah, I definitely hope, like, the next Pokemon game that's gonna have breeding, because I'm not sure if Legends ZA would have breeding. Next, like, mainline game to have breeding, they gotta go back to daycares. Probably likely they do go back to daycares, because the whole, like, that was, like, the main thing of Paldea was, like, the picnics and sandwiches, so I can't imagine they're gonna stick with it, especially because it was pretty polarizing. Guy respect, real hardware, the old-fashioned way. The only difference, really, is that what I do is I just record my screens because I don't want to buy capture cards. Most shiny hunters actually do, like, play, like, shiny hunt on physical hardware, like, official hardware and stuff. They just have, like, modded 3DSs for capture cards, or, like, modded DSs that allow them to display on OBS a clear. It's just so expensive for me to do it, so I just don't do it. You totally agree. Scarlet and Violet breeding is so annoying. Yeah, I'll take the compliment. I feel like people, like, I don't want to villainize anyone else for, like, using capture cards. I say it's kind of sad that people think Friend Safari is dead because of the closing of 3DS server, even struggling so much to get a friend for it. Can you still get, like, new people on the Friend Safari from, like, from just exchanging codes? I still am not sure how that works. I'm pretty sure you can no longer get 3, though. Like, I think no matter what, you can't get, like, the 3rd option from people now. Okay, we got Wolf and Roses in Twitch chat saying nope, and then Wings says yes, so I don't know what to believe. Okay, Wolf and Roses may have been mistaken. Okay, yeah. That's kind of what I thought, but it is kind of like, you wouldn't expect the friends list to still work if they shut down the online, you know? Uh-oh, it's turning to nighttime. I don't want to start getting Fearos. You bought a new 3DS after the shutdown? Yeah, I'm like, when I was, like, exchanging my friend code before the 3DS shutdown, and I was still getting, like, new friends after it shut down, and I was like, huh. Okay, what's the next multiple of 100? Because I only have so much time before we're going to start getting Fearos. And I'll probably just end once we get to the next multiple of 100 so I don't keep getting Fearos. Do I remember what my Friend Safari is? I don't remember which one's the 3rd option, but I know mine is Toxicroak, Venomoth, and Seviper. I want to say Toxicroak is the 3rd option, but I'm not 100% sure. Same time, having 2 is better than 3, higher chance you getting the one you want from it. Yeah, but at the same time, 3 can be better than 2 if you like more variety. There's still local play with some games, so friends list code still working makes sense. Yeah, but like adding people on the friends list, I totally get that still working, but like it affecting your friend Safari, like I get how that wouldn't work, or like why people would think that wouldn't work. Yeah, you can't get the third slot because you have to be online, which you can't do anymore. Two's great. The only problem is getting friends. And there a subreddit or something for that? People just give out their codes for things like that. Yeah, there probably is. I know there was a subreddit just for exchanging Vivians. I used that before I reworked my living decks. Oh, the subreddit shut down? That's crazy. You're seeing a lot of Wooper. Yeah, Wooper is one of the more common ones. Like, when you see people hunt Great Marsh, you mostly see them get shiny Wooper and B-Barrel. Those are, like, the two main things people get from Great Marsh. Yeah, and Quagsire. And Meryl. You see Meryl a lot, too. Is Rumble Weekend still a thing? Yeah. I missed the last one because I was just out of town. But the last one was in like May, I'm pretty sure. So it's gonna be like a month or two before the next one. You'd be happy with B-Barrel, since surprisingly you don't have any of that line. Yeah, B-Barrel is a very common one. I think B-Barrel is like by far the most common thing. Okay, maybe not by far, but I definitely think it's the most common thing. Yeah, I've been trying to get shiny Dragonite from Rumble. I didn't get anything last Rumble weekend. I only played for a couple hours, like, once I got back from my trip. I just didn't get any shinies, but I mean, it's still we still got some runs in, so we still made progress towards the end goal, being shiny Dragonite. You're missing the last couple because you don't keep up to date. When they get announced, you'll have this silly game trying to shiny decks in it. That's just, it's so much to try to get like a full shiny dex. But Absol Blogs usually tweets out the dates when they're available, I think. I think he tweeted it out this year. I think there was a few times where he didn't tweet out the date, and I, like, genuinely wouldn't have known unless I, like... Like, there was one time where he, like, essentially announced his Rumble weekend in, like, the comment section of one of his Rumble streams, because for some reason it just, like, YouTube decided to put it in, like, people's subscription feeds. And I was like, wait, I would have never known that we were gonna have a Rumble weekend if I didn't, like, happen to see that comment on his thing, on his, like, stream or whatever. But I think he tweeted out the last one. I think he's probably gonna be tweeting out, like, the future ones, too. Rumble looks pretty fun. Yeah, it is fun. Yeah, it's literally the best way they've ever implemented shinies in a spin-off game. I really wish they did more like that in spin-off Pokemon games. Like, no boosted odds, everything can be shiny, just random chance and get lucky. Like, they could have done miracles in, like, new Pokemon Snap, or like the remake of Mystery Dungeon, but they just kind of dropped the ball on those. You would love a remake of Pokemon Rangers. I'm okay with that one, but I'd be fine if they made a new one for people that want it. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna end, but I think we're gonna raid Taylor. So let's raid Taylor, at least on Twitch. I don't know how to raid on YouTube, if I'm being honest, so we just don't. Alright, so let's, get ready. I guess anyone who's on YouTube, come to Twitch and then join us for the raid. So, yeah, we're gonna end it here. Thank you to everyone who tuned into the stream, and I will see you next time.
I'm doing encounters.